All right. I think we're finally.
Are we live?
I think we are now live.
You have to tell us if we're live, guys. It said we were live, then it said we weren't live. So we need your advice. We need to make sure we're live with you guys tonight at the Real Rejects headquarters.
Comment alive that we're live. All right.
I don't know. It says there's like 43 people here, but
Hola.
Hello, we are live.
Chill level. How's it going?
Oh my God, we're live. Oh, thank God.
Yes.
That's all we care about.
All right, iRobot.
Good night, guys. That's all we needed to know. We just wanted to make sure this was working. Thanks for being here for the test today.
Woo! Scott Brown, how's it going? TM, Maria Hammond, Robert Becerra, Chill level, Zbo,
So many
Crib,
people.
Russian
Priscilla.
word.
What's up, Priscilla?
Laura.
Joseph M. Horror
McDonald.
Gamer. 44. Just keep naming everyone. Keep naming
Oh,
everyone.
dude, Biff Tannen's here
And-
from the future.
And also, if you're here now, would appreciate it if you'd hit that like button.
Mm-hmm.
Would mean the world. That's all we care about.
The entire world.
As YouTubers, all I ever think about are comments and like buttons.
Mark Leach, what's up? Glad you made it. Also, shouts out to Ryan Beatty inside the Patreon because he's doing a great job shepherding people towards these things.
All right, guys. Well, today's theme is going to be as we interact with everyone here. And so we already got a couple.
We got a couple submissions.
We already got a couple of, what the fuck are they called?
Super chats.
Yeah. We already got
super chats.
a couple of super chats. Thank you
And
both. We
plugs.
will go to them in just a bit. And also, Bobby, we love you too. And also, if you're interested, you could also go to Streamlabs, where they're much kinder to us over there. But if super chat's more convenient for you, thank you guys. Either way, looking at the chat right now.
All is appreciated. And if you want that Streamlabs link, it's in the description box.
So, all right. So I thought for today's theme, because if we just did I like this theme because we're going to be covering both overrated and underrated, both negative and positive.
It's an episode of
That's
Over
right.
Under.
We got to do them both. We have to do them both. Okay? Because when we say overrated, I want you to know that these are all objective.
These are
thoughts.
facts.
These are facts. None of this is subjective. This is all proven by science that everything we're going to tell you is overrated is 100% fact.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Maria. Yes. Appreciate the quirky Merc love, by the way.
Oh, of course. Yeah, John killed it this week on the movie trivia Schmodown.
You killed it like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, John, are we going to jerk each other off on this
jerk
live
off
stream?
together, and then we can
Here,
jerk each other off.
jerking each other off on the live stream.
Come, jerk with us. You can jerk us off, too.
Thanks, Horror and Gamer.
Oh.
All right, well, let's go into the topic now.
do
Okay.
that.
All right. I have a movie that I find to be severely overrated, which is a movie I cannot get on board with. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to say it. Blair Witch Project. Okay. Cannot stand that movie.
Okay.
I watched it I think the first time I saw it was with you.
Yes.
I tried watching it again because I'm like, maybe there's something I missed. And I just fucking hate that movie. I really can't stand it. It's I get a headache anytime I watch it. You know how like people think Judd Apatow is people think Judd Apatow like he could use another editor in the room because he just lets his actors improvise, and that's pretty much how they made Blair Witch Project. There's this giant improv, and what do most people do when they resort to improv to try to make a scene engaging? They just yell and get mad at each other.
Yes.
And
anger's funny.
I just I think the movie is only popular and really well like beloved for the marketing leading up to the film. I know some people really like Blair Witch Project. I can't stand it. I think it's very, very overrated. And
all right.
I will not. You can't change my mind, God damn it. You will not change my mind. And Dark Side Master, I'm looking at the chat right now. Don't worry. I'm going to be mentioning that for my underrated. John, do you have a pick, over or under?
Yeah. You know what movie I think is underrated? I think Chappie is an underrated movie because that
Fuck
movie
yeah.
got memed.
Yeah.
The movie got
Yes.
memed hard. And yeah, there's some hamminess, especially in the Hugh Jackman plotline. But you know what? There's a lot going on in that movie that is really well executed,
Yes.
that has a lot on its mind. And even if it doesn't fully nail it at the end of the day, and there's definitely an argument for that, I think there is so much that's actually pretty cool and imaginative and unique about that movie. Plus, a terrific mocap Charlton Copley performance. Fucking D. Antwoord, like Ninja, is surprisingly great in the movie. Like I don't think that movie got its just desserts. I think it got memed too fast.
Okay, you know what? That's a good underrated pick.
Thanks, dog.
Don't worry, guys. Once we get to 200 consistent viewers, John and I are gonna jerk each other.
That's right. That's Chappie.
Feeling good today because we're actually caught up on our Patreon to-dos for the most part.
Except
all
for
right.
messages and comments.
Okay, so John, let's go to this super chat really quick.
All right.
Let's see what's going on over there.
Jump on it. We got our first one of the day from Mr. Gene Jeter TV. Thank you so much. He says, from New York with love.
Gene already super chat before we even went live.
Blessings,
That's my
real
favorite kind of
rejects.
super chat
Yes.
to get in the world.
Grease in the wheels.
Didn't even do anything.
I really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate
That's like John
that.
Campia numbers right there.
Right there.
$500 in super chats before you've even gone
Before
live.
the news has even
You
gone
can't-
live.
Man, that's just impressive ass stuff.
All right. We also got Anissa. We got a double whambo from Anissa
Okay, what is she
Oliva.
saying? What's Anissa saying? And Anissa gave us these
Anissa-
shirts, by the way.
Hold on. Let's
The world
kill
needs
this.
a Snyder cut. Anissa gave this one to me.
And this, if anybody can catch the classic cinema B-movie cinema references, I'll give you $1.
So you know
That's
what
not
I'm going to
true.
be wearing in almost every upcoming DC video that we do is this main shirt right here.
Woo!
And then
So Anissa says, underrated, The Little Giants, and overrated. Oh, shiz. That's right. Thanks, G. Underrated, The Little Giants, and overrated, Avatar. I've seen a lot of people name checking Avatar.
yeah, in this chat, the main thing that's going on is people saying Avatar is most overrated, which has me a little bit concerned for its upcoming sequels. But okay, so
No,
underrated.
people love Avatar.
Underrated, The Little Giants. What's The Little Giants? Do you know what that is?
Little Giants is one of those youth sports films. I've seen it, but the thing is, The Sandlot is the one that like just takes that cake for me. So I guess
Okay.
The Little Giants probably would be underrated. Like, let's get some more opinions, but I definitely remember it from my childhood. I don't have a great recollection of the specifics, so I'm gonna say that that's probably an underrated flick.
Okay, and overrated, Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah, you know, Avatar. I think I told this last live stream. I'm gonna tell it again.
Tell all opinion.
Okay, so but yeah, last week I was saying how like with Avatar, I was very particular about making sure I didn't watch any. We weren't doing trailer reactions then. Now it's all about getting those trailer reactions in here. So I didn't watch any trailers for it. Whenever there was a trailer for it about to play in the theaters, all I saw was the one image in the opening with the person opening their eyes. And T2 being my favorite movie of all time, one of my favorite movies of all time, I was like, I'm a big James Cameron fan, and it's been a long time since he made a movie. I saw it IMAX 3D, the way it's been recommended, how that's the best way to enjoy it. Yeah, I've actually never even rewatched Avatar. I only saw it that one time in the theaters. Because I'm like, I saw it on the best theater
You saw it the
possible
way it
in
was
the ultimate
intended to be
experience.
seen, yeah.
And I was like, I am bored, and I kind of want this movie to just be over with. So yeah, I've never even given it a second chance, and maybe that's on me, guys. Maybe that's on me, but you know what? Yeah, not a fan. Underrated grown-ups in the chat. Okay. Fair
Dude,
enough.
Just shouts out to Mother Medusa really quick. Pontypool is a terrific movie, and yes, definitely underrated. Great horror flick.
But Gene, thank you so much.
you,
Anissa, thank you for
Anissa,
saying
Gene.
that too. And we got these amazing shirts from you, my dear. Thank you. And we got some other amazing shirts from her
we
as well.
Did. Fashion show
So
on
thank you
Patreon.
for that. And then Pulp is saying, bogus
journey
is for sure underrated.
Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So is Temple of Doom.
Ooh. That's not bad, John.
Thanks, man.
Jerk off session coming your way.
Jerking off. All right. No, Bogus Journey, I have a lot of love in my heart for. Like, as much as it deviates from, like, the historical value of the first movie, I just love how wacky and crazy it is. I love death, like, the imagination of the stations and stuff and the robots. I love it.
Growing up, Bogus Journey was the one that I loved more.
Really?
Yeah. I thought Excellent Adventure when I was a kid I thought that was boring, but Bogus Journey I thought was the better one.
It is crazy.
And then, and I got older, I liked Excellent Adventure more because it's the right thing to say, apparently. Which is the exact mentality you should be applying when you do this topic.
Yes.
Woo. Yeah, I would say, I'd meet you on Bogus Journey. Thanks for that, Pulp. And hey, Beautiful Bliss over here. Thank you so much. It's going well.
It's
I would
going
say this
lovely.
is a good weekend.
Better now that we have this lovely sticker.
I went to the gym today. It's reopened. I wore gloves, like what are the plastic gloves?
Like nitrile gloves or something like that.
Protective gloves.
Yeah.
And a mask, and I wore protective gloves underneath my workout gloves. And there's still like there's like dudes there who are not wearing masks, and they're such cocky dicks about it. They kind of ruined my day a little bit, but it felt good to go back to the gym. I feel relaxed. I feel stellar.
I was gonna say, do they like parsing you out?
I'm very they check your temperature when you go in there. They're very particular about making sure like you're okay to come in here. Yeah.
I'm glad the gym is doing that because that is a petri dish.
Okay.
Ooh, nice guys. Good call, Fractured Films. I love that movie.
And then Jimmy Freckles. Thank you, Jimmy Freckles.
Jimmy Freckles.
High Fidelity and Avatar. I'm assuming you're saying those two are overrated.
I'm going to guess. You know what?
High Fidelity has not gotten a great rep as of late.
And I'm gonna take credit for being an early adopter of the I don't see why everyone loves this movie opinion on that. So I'm with you on High Fidelity. Unfortunately, because that was a movie I watched and people had said to me, and I thought myself like, oh, this is a movie made for me. And I didn't really care for it.
You know what movie I think is overrated? That for some reason High Fidelity made me think of this. Thank you, Jimmy Freckles, for your super chat.
Jimmy Freckles.
Jimmy Freckles. What made me think of it? I think The Breakfast Club is overrated.
Ooh, them's fighting words for some folks.
I've seen that twice, and I'm like, don't see why this movie is held to this like standard that it's like this beloved. I'm like, okay, I guess maybe for the time argument, but whenever I watch The Breakfast Club, I'm like, nah, I'm not that into this. I can't get into it.
Nope.
In fact, I like movies more that are, when they're like, it's like Breakfast Club meets this.
Yeah.
I like those movies often more than I actually like The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I feel you there. Because they probably, just mix it with some other thing that was missing or that can make up for whatever was missing for you.
All right, I'm going to do a speed round here through the comments to see what people are saying. PJ agrees with me on Breakfast Club. Rizzo Gaming, underrated. Star Trek 2009. That's definitely the best one of the trilogy right there. Overrated, It Follows. Ooh, I haven't even thought about the horror departments of what's overrated.
Ooh, interesting. I know a lot of people who would throw down on this, but I know a lot of people who would also agree with you on that for It Follows.
All right, overrated horror movie.
Yeah.
One that I really believe is overrated. The original Halloween movie.
Okay.
For some, that is like a lot of people will put that as like one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times I've seen that. I've seen that movie countless times. I've never been in love with it. I'm not even sure I've ever even really liked it.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I do think that is like a bit of an. I feel like it's gotten better. And hot take, I prefer the reboot that came out over that with the
Rob Zombie movie?
No, not the fucking Rob Zombie movie.
We're not back on Halloween.
No, the Danny McBride one.
Okay, the Halloween.
The one
Halloween.
who really did like
the Blumhouse Halloween.
Co-wrote the script, and for some reason everyone refers to that as the Danny McBride one. Like that's the one that I prefer. I prefer that one over it.
Yeah, that's a good call. Somebody finally, I was surprised because with all the avatars, I thought Titanic would be like much more prevalent in here, but somebody put an overrated for Titanic. Sorry, there have been so many good ones. There was A Real Steel as an underrated movie with Hugh Jackman. I thought was pretty fun.
I would speaking of this release the Snyder Cut, sure. And what's funny about what's been happening with all the release the Snyder Cut love that's been prevalent for a long time, but it's really coming to the forefront now.
Yeah.
Man of Steel, I feel, is actually been getting it's been resurfacing a lot in terms of being this film that is like, this movie deserves more recognition. It's actually great. Man of Steel, I think, is underrated. It is now crossing over into getting the respect it finally deserves.
It's slowly getting to being properly rated.
Yes, it really is.
I'm going to start taking notes because there's so many great ones. But one somebody just name-checked is Trick or Treat, which that movie got like totally slighted. And just, I don't know, there were a lot of problems in its release that kind of crushed its potential, I think, to reach as far as it could have. But that's a really great and like perfect, if you want a Halloween time movie like specifically for that time of year, it's one of the best to watch.
All right.
Yeah. I also saw...
I agree with you on that. It's a cult hit, though, man. It's doing well.
I saw another one that's arguable that I think would be interesting is a Godzilla 2014, which I think is underrated, but I think a lot of people might say is overrated.
B Vinyl in the chat just said the movie Hidden. I gotta get, like, a lot of people don't know about that horror movie. Ooh. I saw that when I was a kid. It's like a sci-fi horror film. Okay. Really fucking good. You guys should watch Hidden. Absolutely.
I think The Others is pretty underrated. In like when you bring it up and people know it, people love it, but I don't think that movie gets as much like classic love as it ought to get.
All right, let's see here. Okay, man, you guys are putting some great fucking picks in this chat.
There are like way too many to keep track
great.
of. Iron
this
Giant.
Is so many. There's so many to keep track of here.
Definitely.
And by the way, if you guys are new, make sure to hit that like button, please. Wow.
Underrated. Okay. Hateful Eight, second best QT after Pulp Fiction for Sojin Choi.
This is like reading one of those IMDb lists.
yeah.
Chat.
It really is. Jaws is not underrated, Michael Ware. It's a cinema classic.
You know what I'm loving about seeing this chat right now is that so many of you guys are doing a lot more underrated than overrated. And
that makes me happy.
I thought this chat would lean a little bit more towards the overrated side as opposed to underrated.
What is... So I've seen Green Book in both, though. In this
as
chat,
underrated?
As both under and overrated in this chat.
God. You know what's underrated is The Help. And
someone said Spider-Man 3, and I'm here for it. It is underrated. It's not necessarily a good film, but it is underrated. I will die on that hill.
I've only seen it the one time in the theaters when I was a kid. I think Crash is underrated.
Dude, Kill Shot 50.
There's a lot of the sociological issues that other movies have really put a light on. I think Crash I really actually like. Yeah.
Predators 2010 and Cube,
Predators
both
2010,
underrated.
yes.
Definitely underrated. Also, where was that? Well, I like the Wolfman remake from 2010 a lot as well. I do.
There's
Dead Silence 2, yes.
So much good shit coming out of this chat right now that it's like impossible to
yes, I know.
give any proper commentary on any of it. It's just, yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree.
James Wright, do you mean The Host as in Bong Joon-ho's The Host, or do you mean the adaptation of the Stephenie Meyer novel The Host?
I'm not sure.
Because one of those is a lot better rated than the other.
Austin Powers and Goldmember. Yes, absolutely.
The Wolverine. There's one for the Wolverine.
Yes.
That's one of your faves.
I don't know why people, everyone got so hung up on the finale sucking, but it's like they all forgot that the first 2/3 are pretty fucking incredible in the Wolverine, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, John, let's go back here.
All right, it's super chat time. Should we check the
Not yet.
All right, we'll just refresh
Not
that.
yet, John.
And we'll go down to Chill Level TV. Underrated in my opinion. Oh, let's get this title out of here. My bad. Underrated in my opinion. Tron Legacy. Thoughts?
Okay, Chill Level TV. I think Tron Legacy. I don't know. Is it underrated? As like underrated. I think there's a lot about that really shined. Daft Punk's score was like, people were downloading that album and downloading all the tracks, and I really feel like Daft Punk's score really played an influence into getting more of that synth like there's a lot of songs, a lot of tracks composed for movies after Tron. I feel like it was Tron Legacy and Drive that really influenced the synth track.
Let's get some house and some DJs, some house artists in here to do our score for us. Yeah,
I really think that's what it is, and I think the effects of it, but I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I wasn't a big fan of Tron Legacy. I was kind of bored watching it, but I do think the action scenes and the mood in the action scenes are really worthwhile. And yeah, so I would say Tron Legacy is.
I think it's
right on the mark.
I think it's squarely rated. Yeah, it's like there are things that people definitely point at and go, man, the designs, the music, the aura, but then the plotting, the characters could have been better. So yeah, I think it's right there in the middle.
Let's keep in mind, our opinions are based purely in fact.
Yes,
here,
facts.
All right, none of this is subjective.
None of this
all
is fake
objective,
news.
all objective, all science proven that we are correct. And if you disagree with us, you are wrong.
Ooh.
All right. A lot of
how's
people
it feel?
hate videos about YouTubers who can't take criticism. We can take criticism, okay? I'm just saying that we're right.
Yes, yes, exactly that. We're seeing some World War Z's in here. I've seen a few for Monster House in here, which is a movie I need to see.
Look, John, we need some organization here.
Right.
If we have the super chat up, we should focus on the super chat.
Are we focusing? We going
Your
to
eyes
Lene.
are darting
We got
around
Lene.
all over
We
the
got our
place.
Texas girl
Lene
Lene.
Jones is here.
Lene Jones, underrated. The Count of Monte Cristo. It's a great movie to watch. And overrated is Justice League. Too much hype. Have never seen it and never will. Mike drop. Oh, not even the Snyder cut? It's going to be like 75% different from the original theatrical cut.
I can't believe there hasn't been a joke in this chat yet that's been like, the Snyder cut is overrated. You know?
I know.
I'm really surprised there hasn't been at least one joke.
The air
about that.
cut is overrated.
Well, Lene, I appreciate your super chat, my
Yeah,
dear.
thank you so
it's good
much.
to hear
Good to
from
see
you. I haven't
you.
heard from you in a while.
I know.
The Count of Monte Cristo. I think that the Count of Monte Cristo influenced a lot of my random screenwriter friends who never read the actual source material for it. I've never read the source material, so I'm not going to sound like I know what the fuck I'm talking about with that. But yeah, there's a lot of my friends who actually were like, the Count of Monte Cristo. Like that's a topic. That's a movie that I've heard many people say is actually underrated. What do you guys? Do you guys in the chat think Count of Monte Cristo? Throw it to the chat. That's what you got to do in a live stream. You throw it back to the chat. You keep them engaged. You talk to them.
Throw it to the chat. Let's go to the next super chat.
Justice League. Okay. As much as I want the Snyder cut, I do like the Whedon cut. All right. I mean, I don't think it's great, but I love it in the sense I do love it, but not in the way of like, you guys just don't fucking get it. It's actually a brilliant. I don't love it in that sense. I love it in the way of how it feels like a great Saturday morning cartoon brought to life. So yeah. I will defend the Snyder cut and the Whedon cut.
You're the only one who will do both of those things.
I'm going to defend the hell out of both, man.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, there's a lot of love for Count of Monte Cristo in here. Ooh, right. Punisher Warzone. Fuck
Punisher Warzone is underrated. Yeah, I'll go on record for that.
All right, John. Let me hold this.
Anissa.
You can look at the camera.
Anissa, underrated. Monster Squad, overrated. Pulp Fiction.
Anissa, what are you doing to us?
What do you do? I mean, Monster Squad's great, and yeah, I mean, it definitely has. I think it's rated well among horror fans. But yeah, I mean, that's a '80s horror classic that could use a little more love in the mainstream.
I mean, yeah, Monster Squad is underrated. Now, granted,
Wolfman's got nards.
I've never seen Monster Squad, but it's definitely underrated.
Fun, man. Fred Dekker. Give some love to Fred Dekker.
Yeah, I would say okay.
I think it's Fred Dekker.
Pulp Fiction over. Okay, I can actually understand if someone feels Pulp Fiction is overrated. Because that is one of the most hyped up movies ever made.
Of all time.
Yeah, it really is. And I saw it when I was a kid, and I couldn't get into it. Here was my criticism when I was a little kid. There's too much dialogue. That was my exact opinion. And then, of course, you get to that scene where Marcellus Wallace and the Gimp, and you're a little boy watching it, and
you don't know what to do.
Mom and Dad didn't prepare you for what's going to happen in that scene. But they're just looking at you like it's a good movie, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad that was what they wanted.
They just wanted me to appreciate the art of cinema.
Yeah, hey, that's good. You lived in a cinephile household.
Turn here. Now, Michael B in the chat, you're saying Ghostbusters. Is that over or under? That must be over. I don't know why I bothered to question that.
Over, if anything.
Ghostbusters original overrated. Ghostbusters with the women underrated.
Somebody shouted out Shutter Island just now. Great flick.
Great film.
Beautiful Bliss, Frozen 1 and 2. Leave it all behind. Kill it if you have to.
Thank you, Beautiful Bliss, for contributing to
you.
the super chat.
Thank you.
I love your name, Beautiful Bliss. Oh, what a nice positive thing to say.
I think Frozen is like a little. I respect Frozen, but I think it's a little overrated, especially for how ubiquitous that friggin' song became. The second movie, if it was received incredibly well, I think it's overrated.
I think Frozen. The first time I saw Frozen, I actually liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it, and then I grew to hate it because the Let It Go song was playing all the fucking time, and then you go to a karaoke bar, and then some girl would just start singing that song, and then the crowd would go nuts, and then parents with their kids. So yeah, Frozen was a movie I grew to hate, but not because of the actual movie itself.
Yes.
And then before we saw Frozen 2, I decided I should probably rewatch Frozen 1 because I barely remember it. I barely remember this movie that I've grown to hate. And I actually really liked it a lot when I rewatched it. I was like, I see what all the hype's about. This is a pretty fucking good movie.
Yeah. I think the first one, it may err toward overrated, but I don't think it's undeserving of a high, love factor.
Thanks for being in here, Matthew in Hollywood. Appreciate it, buddy.
Zay Beast Studios.
What a great name. Thanks for the super chat, bud. What'd he say?
I've always thought Real Steel was underrated with Hugh Jackman.
That's something that I hear a lot of people say, man.
Yeah, it's a neat movie. I feel like it could be more. It could hit its mark a little harder, but for what it was, I think it is a lot of fun, really enjoyable, really heartfelt. Yeah, it's underrated. I will go with you.
Beat. All right, let's go back to the regular chat.
Let's go back to the real chat.
Let's go to the real chat. Thank you guys for everyone who's contributing to the super chat, by the way.
Let's see.
And then we will get to the Streamlabs. We will get to the Streamlabs one.
Underrated.
5 hours of sleep tonight, guys.
We got What Lies Beneath. We got Silence, Scorsese's Silence. We got B Movie. We got underrated Van Helsing. I think you might be alone there. Wes Craven's New Nightmares, terrific. Underworld, I have not seen, but I know a lot of people really like.
Ooh, Cloud Atlas. Gonzalo in the chat saying Cloud Atlas is underrated.
Silent Hill is underrated for sure.
I agree with both Cloud Atlas and Silent Hill. I think both of those are very underrated. You haven't seen Cloud Atlas,
but
Sean.
I still agree.
Stop trying to act like you've seen movies you haven't seen. Just because you happen to get away with knowing an answer to something in the Schmodown because you've seen a trailer doesn't mean you've seen the movie, John.
Death Wish 3 is underrated, and so is The Village.
You know what's been getting a lot of love? Speaking of part 3s.
What?
Halloween Season
3?
of the Witch.
Yes.
That one's been getting a lot of love as an underrated gem.
Especially in the last 10 years.
Yeah, man.
Overlord is pretty rad.
Overlord, I think, is criminally underrated.
Yes. Equilibrium is pretty rad, too.
Equilibrium, another one. Criminally underrated.
Criminals.
Dread. More people need to watch the 2012 Dread. Why did Avengers have to come out that year?
And The Raid.
You see, anytime a big fucking Avengers movie comes out, it's like, why did it have to come out this year?
Yeah.
Because then other people didn't see this other great one. Dread is, and I wonder why. I think the trailers for Dread didn't do it any favors. I think it was because the trailers did not do a good job at showcasing that this is actually going to be a very unique, really great film. Trailers say a lot, man. And I remember I saw a trailer for Dread thinking that this movie looks like shit. And I'm a fan of the cheesy, crappy, you know what? Fuck it. It's going on the underrated list. The Judge Dredd Sylvester Stallone film. I really like that one. That's a blast of a movie right there. I am the law. Why the fuck wouldn't you like that shit?
Oh, goodness. Oh,
Upgrade. Definitely underrated.
Upgrade, for sure. Somebody shouted out Gareth Edwards' Monsters, which is a really cool indie sci-fi horror movie. Somebody just name-checked Overlord and Upgrade.
Yes.
So
and what you guys are putting in the chat, when you guys put it in the chat, make sure to put if you think it's underrated or overrated. Make sure you're putting one of those there, please.
Luke Kiashik says Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, which is not the first time I have heard that it deserves more love in this chat today.
Is Misery underrated? Random higher. Are you sure Misery?
Really?
Misery is pretty beloved, and didn't it win Oscars? And didn't Kathy Bates win the Oscar for that effort?
I'm pretty sure. We got Pacific Rim in here, which I think a little underrated. The first one, yeah.
I would say Pacific Rim Part 1's underrated. Yeah.
The Terminator, the first Terminator,
as overrated.
Overrated. Ooh, interesting.
I mean, I could see an argument for that.
I could too.
I could see
without Terminator 2. I can't. Terminator 2 makes it underrated by default.
I mean,
but,
there's people I've met in my life who haven't seen Terminator 2, and and they're like, yeah, but I haven't seen the first one, and I've never had the experience of introducing someone to Terminator 1 first to get, because a lot of times it's like you got to show them Terminator 1 to get them to Terminator 2, right? It's just the way it works. So I've had. But almost every single time I've done that, no one has been that inclined to watch Terminator 2 because they didn't really care for Terminator 1. So I could actually see if you think Terminator 1 is overrated. I love that movie. I love Terminator 1, but definitely nowhere near the levels of Terminator 2, you know?
Real quick aside, Maria Hammond, we do not have an official moderator in this chat. If that's something we need.
No, that's why John's eyes are darting all over the place.
That's right. I'm doing my best over here to watch
when he's
4
not connecting
chat
with
threads.
you guys here, then I'm doing this.
We've got the frozen chat. We have 3
John,
screens
stop looking
here.
down and make some fucking eye contact.
And we have the frozen chat on screen 1. We have the live chat on screen 2. We have the supers and the Streamlabs chats on screen 3. So
once in a while, you guys might see me doing this, and that's me going, John, make some eye contact.
Dude, Mars Attacks. I just watched Mars Attacks, and I think that is definitely an underrated Tim Burton joint. That is such a fun and wild film.
I'm seeing we got some Streamlabs in here.
Wait,
what do we have in the Streamlabs,
All
John?
right. First one from today, June the 20th, is from Ethan Holgate.
And also, if you guys go to Streamlabs, really do appreciate it if you are planning on contributing at all during this stream. And Streamlabs, I know you have to click on another link. It can be kind of annoying, but yeah, it's
they don't take as much fees out, so if you care about that,
I do appreciate it.
But also, if you really want YouTube to stay healthy, then by all means, super chat.
Well, who's the first one of
we
today?
got Ethan Holgate. I had it all.
No,
John.
John, I'm gonna fuck this up because that's what I do. All right, who's the first one?
I'm a little lightheaded now. It's Ethan Holgate. We got an Ethan Holgate. Hi, guys. Thought I'd tell you I'm freaking loving The Last of Us 2. People overreacted big time. The leaks don't ruin the game one bit, in my opinion. It's another masterpiece from Naughty Dog. Such an incredible game sequel to the first. I am about 15 hours into the storyline.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christo, man. That's a dedication. Are you nervous to play? People keep asking, in all the comments, what do you think of The Last of Us 2?
Dude, I'm trying to avoid comments and Twitter right now because I could have downloaded The Last of Us 2. And just how it seems like most people I know, that's what they did is they just downloaded it.
Yeah.
But I want the disc. So I haven't played it yet, and I don't get the my copy doesn't come here till Tuesday apparently, and I'm kind of happy about that because The Last of Us 2 is one of those video games that has been getting a lot of hate already before it's been released, and I'm not gonna dog anyone who's saying that. I've been on the stance of just give it a chance, all right? But you said anyone who's made up their mind already that the game fucking sucks, that's JW crap, I fine, all right, that's your position. But I'm also I feel like I might enjoy it more if I wait to play it when all that's out of the way.
Yeah.
Sure, there'll be lingering attacks towards The Last of Us 2 for a while, but I also am in the position of if I wait to play it because with the way how hype trains work nowadays, when there's content overload all the time, when less people are talking about it, I might be able to enjoy it more because I could just go in with none of the echoes of everyone else's opinions in my ear about it. It's yeah, sure. If I played it now, downloaded it now, and did a video about it, would it get more views? Of course, it'd get more fucking views. But really, I just care about enjoying the game more so than anything else. And
good.
Yeah. It's not
That's
about
what matters.
views for The Last of Us 2. It is about enjoying the game when already so many people have been hating it and clouding the enjoyment of anticipation because of it. But yeah, I got a disc coming in the mail on Tuesday. So yeah, and I read the leaks, but I'm still not, fuck the game. So we'll see. I get it on Tuesday. I'll start playing it then. Knowing me, I'll beat it in 2 to 3 months. I hear this game's a lot longer than the first one.
Okay. Now, before we move on to Hitman Hudson's question, there is a question from the chat I think is very pertinent from Biff Tannen, which is, would you rather be overrated or underrated in bed?
I'd rather be underrated.
I would rather be underrated.
I'd much rather be
underrated. Definitely underrated.
I believe in... No, I almost said oh God. Over promise, under deliver.
In bed. Only in bed.
What am I trying to say?
Only in bed. Only you need to get
under
there.
promise, over deliver. That's why I've said on every single date I've ever been on.
All right.
Like, I'm okay in bed, and then you really set the expectations low.
I'm really sorry. I'm charming, but I'm terrible in bed.
Yeah,
and then then anything you do will be appreciated.
Under promise, over deliver.
Yes,
that's the goal. Here.
That's the GOAL.
Because you're overrated, you're disappointed. Then, all right. What did Hitman Houston say over at Streamlabs?
All right, Hitman says underrated Venom. Overrated Green Book.
The devil in.
Overrated is Green Book. That's why it's so fun to ask film critics which is a better movie.
Because
Venom is technically not as well made of a film, but
dude, no, I'd fucking watch Venom over.
I would watch Venom
Book every day of the week. And I like Green Book.
I like Green Book too.
Does it have white savior, corny shit? Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's lively. It's got some nice music.
It's like an
good
edgy
performances.
Disney Channel film.
yeah, right. When people who aren't very used to provoking you are like, nah, but you know what? This shit's important.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it.
And we got another one from Hitman Hudson following up. Mars Needs Moms and Get On Up are two very underrated films.
More people need to see Get On Up,
dude.
Chadwick Boseman did not only star in Black Panther, guys. Right? You guys should
42.
Watch Get On Up. 42 as well.
Goodness gracious.
I need to see Defy Bloods.
Dude, you know what's an underrated movie? Undercover Brother. Go watch that shit because it's funny as hell.
I would say overrated, since we're talking about comedy that you just brought up. Overrated. Not into Super Troopers. I think that's overrated. I'm just saying. Super Troopers is one of those movies where, like, Greg, with your sense of humor, you should love Super Troopers. And then I watched it. I'm like, I barely laughed. I don't think it's that funny.
A couple people have name checked it in here, but yeah, I laughed more than you did, but I don't think it's as great as everyone has told me it would be.
Lana Pico.
Lana Pico is real.
Go follow her somewhere on. Right? Didn't she do something? She was like an Instagram person,
on the
right? Model or something.
At the very least. Just here to support. Hope all is well. Jennifer's Body is one of my all-time favorites and underrated at its time. I agree 100%. I own that movie. It's a good-ass movie.
Dude, thank you, Lana.
Dude.
And Karen Kusama's...
Yes, The Invitation. Girl Fight.
Is one of the most underrated movies.
Invitation's great.
Ever. Like, you guys really should watch The Invitation. Don't watch the trailer. I'm fucking telling you that right now.
Yes, don't.
Don't watch the trailer. Set you up for something entirely different. But The Invitation is like a beautiful film. We went to see... Because Karen Kusama directed, that's what I'm talking about. Karen Kusama directed, it's Karen Kusama, right?
Yeah.
Karen Kusama directed Jennifer's Body, and she did The Invitation. And I watched The Invitation. Invitation stars Logan Marshall Green. And then we watched Upgrade at the premiere, and I met Logan Marshall Green. And I ended up talking about The Invitation with him instead of Upgrade. I mean, he's great in Upgrade, but The Invitation, his performance in that blew me away.
He's terrific.
Fucking blew
Everything
me away.
Karen Kusama is an underrated director.
Oh yeah,
just in filmmaker, and her husband, who's like her writing partner too. Like they make great shit together.
Yes,
they really
Sean,
do.
I agree with you.
Also, movies
we
for
need
life.
A chair where I could do the thing where you wrap your legs around,
like a regular chair,
like
not
a regular
an office
chair
where you're gonna have to put your legs through the armholes.
Not the most comfortable position to be in right now.
Really quickly, just to shout out, movies are for life. One, I will defend the Human Centipede. All right, I like at least two of those movies.
I know you do.
Unironically, so come at me, bro. But
all right.
Ethan Holgate's back.
Thank you, Ethan Holgate, and thanks, Lana.
Let's
follow her on social media.
Let's do one more before we get back to the YouTubes. Underrated movies, in my opinion, would be John Woo's Bullet in the Head. Such a phenomenal movie, in my opinion.
John Woo did... Oh, no, I'm thinking of Bullet to the Head.
Yeah. Bullet in the Head's a different movie. Then we have James Wan's Death Sentence.
Yes, that's what I was thinking when I was fucking watching the Kevin Bacon movie the other day.
Yeah, okay.
When's the last
yeah.
time this motherfucker did a horror movie?
Yeah. And that's even got like some crime action in it too. In Bruges, great
Bruges,
movie.
Great film in Bruges.
The Ref, is that the one with Sean William Scott, or am I thinking? No, that's Mr. Woodcock.
No, I don't know.
The Ref, Runaway Train. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check some of these out. King Solomon's Mines, goofy fun movie, and Brian De Palma's Blowout. Blowout's pretty crazy. And sorry, can't think of any overrated movies. That's
Goddamn, you named
underrated is better. Always, if you can't do both, do underrated.
Oh my God, yeah, but I think overrated is more fun because you could piss off the world
That's
with overrated.
That's true. That's true. If you're looking for movies to watch, underrated is the better one.
I feel like overrated, you could piss off so many people, man.
Yes.
Guys, tell us in the comments, which MCU film do you think is the most
Overrated. Yes.
And which DC
Captain
film?
Marvel does not count.
Nope. Just put down. Which ones do you think are the most overrated films?
Who else we got in the chat over here? We got Death Wish 3 is underrated. I'll go on the board for that. We got The Thing with Kurt Russell. Is that It was underrated when it came out for sure. You want the mouse?
I'll take the mouse.
Jurassic Park 3. I think Jurassic World is overrated, but someone said Jurassic Park 3 is underrated. So, Alan. Coco, a little overrated. I still love it, though. This is Patrick Riley Oberton.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Kendall's saying Endgame she thinks is overrated.
Okay, that's fair.
Endgame, wow. I just set up the chat to just only list Endgame. Am I saying this?
Hunt for the Wilder People. I feel like any Taika Waititi movie that isn't What We Do in the Shadows or Thor Ragnarok is underrated. I'm going to go on the record there.
Infinity War okay, guys. All right, let's narrow this down. All right, how about instead of naming which MCU, I said which MCU film do you think is overrated?
Ooh,
and everyone's gonna fucking say
Someone
Endgame
just
or
said
Infinity
Civil War.
All right, okay, let's not include those two, Infinity War and Endgame. What other ones do you think are overrated? I would love to hear that. And then I want to see people argue with you in the chat. And then I'm going to just laugh here on the corner being like, look at what I have started.
The only one I think is definitively overrated is Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I don't like that one.
I think that one's quite overrated.
Let's see here. Maria Hammond, it's great to see you in the chat, by the way.
A lot of people disagree with me about Ready Player One. A lot of people seem to think it's an underrated film. That's good.
Well, it kind of underperformed at the box office, John.
Oh, all right. Then for me, it's rated.
And didn't get the greatest love from the critics.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought people really liked it.
Oh, yes, Drive. How can I not mention Drive as being an underrated film? More people should have seen it. Don't watch the trailer for Drive. But that movie made me fall in love with Ryan Gosling. I started doing a whole bunch. I started binging Ryan Gosling films because of Drive.
Ooh,
fucking incredible film, man.
Not bad at all. We got a lot of love for Once Upon a Time in America by Sergio Leone in the chat here.
Ooh,
Highlander.
Mandy in the chat thinks Thor Ragnarok is seriously overrated.
I know one person who will die on that hill with you.
Let's see here. Kendall Brinker saying Iron Man 1.
Maria, why are you pissed off? Why are you a little pissed off at the moment? I don't want you to be pissed off at the moment.
Okay,
What's going on? What's going on?
Okay.
We're doing our best.
All right.
Ant-Man is underrated. I'll go with you. I think Ant-Man 2 is underrated.
The Nice Guys. That's on my sheet here.
That is a terrific
to list. The
That's
Nice Guys,
great
very
movie.
Underrated movie. Watch the fucking almost.
Got Place Beyond the Pines too.
So many Ryan Gosling movies are underrated. So many of them are very underrated.
Matthew
He's
in
a brilliant,
Hollywood.
blonde-haired, blue-eyed man. All right.
Matthew in Hollywood got the perfect one. Overrated Jurassic World. I agree. Underrated Princess and the Frog. Totally agree. That's a great. And I'm so sad that they stopped doing 2D after that movie because it's a beautiful, beautifully drawn movie.
Okay, I got a couple for you guys. Overrated. Shawshank Redemption.
Forrest Gump.
Those are the two.
Godfather 1.
Most overrated movies ever. Shawshank and Forrest Gump. Now, granted, I haven't seen either one of those movies.
They're still overrated.
But 100% overrated.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to walk away watching Forrest Gump going overrated and Shawshank going, why didn't I watch this earlier? I have a strong inclination that the day will come when I watch those two, and I'm gonna have that exact feeling towards both of those films.
Maria, I'm sorry. There's not much we can do to keep the repetition down, but we love you.
Why? Who's repeating in the chat?
I don't know. Just I'm not. And
you know how hard it is to people please during a live stream.
There's so many people to please. Watership Down? Yeah, it's probably an underrated movie. Or is it overrated? Overrated. Okay. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so John, let's go back.
The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Let's go back here.
To the Super Chits.
Guys, if you're just here, you've been here. Actually, if you've been here a little bit, make sure to hit that like button.
If you've been here for more than 10 minutes.
I got an underrated film that I think more people should definitely see. Blind Spotting. 100% overrated.
I gotta see that.
Brilliant movie. Of
I've
course
heard
you haven't seen it. It's not Green Book or Crash.
That's
why
right.
you haven't seen Blind Spotting.
Oh, I'm watching The Help tonight. Are you excited?
And Sorry to Bother You. Another one. Very
Sorry to Bother You,
underrated
yeah.
And just to balance out the scales here on the complete opposite side of movies with people of color, let's go to the white side. The Beaver with Mel Gibson. Very underrated. His performance, to say the least, very underrated. All right.
Okay, not bad.
Took a pendulum swing here.
Dude, Zip Havoc says Carlito's Way underrated, best gangster film by a mile. Goodfellas overrated.
Goofy Goober said in the chat, Real Rejects equals overrated, then retracted the message. Now,
wow.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think we're even under or overrated.
Yeah,
I don't feel like
I don't think we're
here.
on the spectrum.
I don't
yet.
think we're rated.
Yeah, we're unrated. We're the loophole you get through when you're used to go rent
Who are
videotapes.
the most overrated YouTubers you can think of? Comment
do it.
below.
Point Break is rated, I would
All right,
say.
here we go. All right, let's see. John,
Yes.
let me see. Can you move your bottle out of the way, please?
Always can, always won't.
Never lose your nerd. Great to see you back in the chat, buddy. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for the super chat. Overrated. Pulp Fiction. Okay, we discussed that. And underrated. Rogue One. Okay.
Agreed. I agree.
100% agree.
I agree with Rogue One.
100% agree.
I like that
Rogue
movie a
One.
lot.
I don't know why people fucking hate that film.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
because it's the
I think
one.
it's fucking great.
And with the way that the new trilogy ended, it's arguably my favorite of the recent new Star Wars. Like, I like The Last Jedi, but for where it stands as part of that trilogy, I think like the most solid and least conflicting one in my mind is Rogue One.
Rogue One, I was really impressed with that movie.
And I wish they would do more of that kind of thing. Like go take a side story in the same universe or something.
Yes.
PewDiePie is overrated. All right.
Yeah, this chat's going to take down PewDiePie.
I don't think Dunkirk can be overrated, can it?
Mr. Random Hire, thank you so much for contributing, buddy. He says underrated movies without well-known actors.
True.
All right, we're about to disprove that. Let's talk about a really popular film that does not have well-known actors in it.
Blair Witch.
Give me a half hour, and I'm going to be able to come up with
Blair
something,
Witch
man.
Project.
I don't like that movie. What's a popular movie that does Paranormal Activity?
Underrated, yes.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, Mika and Katie.
Your answer to the question to underrated movies without well-known actors. Oh wait, but that's not underrated.
No, it's pretty beloved.
Nah, it's fuck.
I mean, it's got
All right, man. All right. I concede. You're 100% correct, Mr. Random Hire. But thank you so much for contributing here. Peter Pacheco, thanks for. I love your cap. Oh, underrated Devil's fucking Rejects.
Yes.
I love that. It's the only Rob Zombie movie I love. John loves all of them, except for maybe one.
I love a lot of
Devil's
them.
Rejects.
I like some, and there's at least one that I was met about.
But Peter Pacheco, thank you so much. Underrated, Sucker Punch. Overrated, No Country for Old Men.
Ooh.
And a shout out, happy fucking birthday, Peter
Happy
Pacheco.
birthday, Peter Pacheco. I'm so sorry I haven't yet learned the Portuguese accent. I feel really bad.
Sucker Punch. I mean, I think the visuals I think are fucking beautiful. You can make a great compilation out of it. No Country for Old Men. I could see the argument for why someone might feel that way. You know, it's like There's a lot of people like in the film field who are constantly wanting to list movies that are just like where like usually only film lovers will really love a film like that, you know. And whereas No Country for Old Men, I could see kind of like boring, just an average moviegoer.
Yeah.
But I think No Country for Old Men's a pretty fucking
great
awesome movie. Yeah. I really love No Country for Old Men.
I don't want to be incendiary, but from the same year, personally, for my own taste, I've often found There Will Be Blood to be a tad overrated.
Oh my God, John! I
not
love
a love
There Will Be Blood.
I don't love that movie. I'm sorry.
What?
I wish I did.
Bastard in a basket. Bastard in a basket. How can you not love that?
All the way across the room.
Bastard in a basket.
I drink your milkshake.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
I love the tone and mood. What are you clicking on, John?
Judas Thundersteel shouted out The Frighteners, Peter Jackson film not talked about a lot. I agree. That is an underrated film. We got the Geek Out Girl with the lovely little sticker.
Oh, thank you, Geek Out Girl,
you
for
so
doing
much.
that.
I
Hey,
love the stickers.
We love you. John loves you.
I
love
especially
you.
love you. No, you don't.
God loves you.
You don't even know her.
The devil loves you.
All right.
Anissa. Thank you so much, Geek Out Girl. Anissa. Underrated.
Ooh.
Onward.
Ooh.
Overrated. Frozen.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think more people like Onward was. I think we felt differently on it. Like Onward for me was such a personal film because like I have a brother. We both lost a father.
Yeah.
We bond like we grew closer together because of that loss. Like there's so much for me in my personal life that correlates with Onward. Like my dad was a wizard, you know. Like there's so much in that movie.
I only knew his bottom half.
I only knew my dad's bottom half. Now we're setting ourselves up for some very weird territory. Yeah.
I mean, have you seen that pitch meeting?
Yeah. So, but I think Frozen is considered by many to be one of the most overrated movies ever. But I do like Frozen.
Yeah. I weirdly, as much as I kind of took Onward as a more mid-tier Pixar for me personally, I actually kind of would say that maybe it's a little underrated.
Onward?
Yeah.
I know it underperformed at the box office, and I have no idea why. No idea why.
I would say The Good Dinosaur is overrated, but that's just me.
No, The Good Dinosaur is overrated? Did you say it's overrated? That is like one of the most panned Pixar movies.
Maybe it's just because
What fucking bubble are you living in?
A bubble where people all loved it more than
Good
Inside
Dinosaur
Out.
is a great movie.
I live in a bubble where people liked it more than Inside Out, so
What
I can
are you
only
talking
assume.
about, John?
Oh, goodness gracious. Niraj.
Highlight Niraj's comment.
Underrated movies: The American,
Starring Jorge Clooney.
Bone Tomahawk,
Starring Curtis Russell.
it's a very cool movie. 3:10 to Yuma,
Starring Russell Crowe.
at least if you're looking at the remake, yeah, and Hannah with
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan and Eric Bana.
I've seen 3 out of the 4 movies you listed here.
Okay.
Hannah, I don't know if I'd argue. Hannah, I think more people should watch, but I can't say it's underrated considering the fact that they got a television show made out of it. 3:10 to Yuma, more people should have given that remake a chance. I was kind of surprised by how a lot of people didn't give it a chance.
That's
but
a great Western.
I think that is a wonderful Western movie, so
Yeah.
I'll agree with you. And Bone Tomahawk is unnerving. That is that's a horror movie, you know?
Yeah.
That's a horror Western.
It's one that doesn't necessarily like start out being the most obvious horror movie, but it definitely becomes one, and it is intense.
I think I mean,
It's gnarly.
it's
a gnarly movie.
It's R-rated for a reason. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it's a stark movie.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Don't go bananas with that one, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, all right, but thank you so much, Niraj. Love you, buddy.
We got Chance the Tipper over here. Overrated Forrest Gump, going to corroborate your
fuck
theory.
Forrest Gump. I'm never gonna watch that movie.
Fuck a Gump. And underrated The Prestige, which I think would be underrated in Nolan's catalog, if not underrated overall.
It was the greatest magic trick I've ever seen. That's what I remember from the trailer.
Magic.
It was the greatest magic. The Prestige is brilliant.
The Prestige.
Think about the concept of The Prestige. That should have been a really stupid movie.
It should have.
Right?
Yeah,
it should have been a stupid ass movie. But it's fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's really cool, and the acting's great. And,
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think it gets a little bit.
A little outlandish.
A little outlandish and convoluted.
Fantastical, yeah.
With all the, wow, it's just twist upon twist now. and
It leans on the fiction side of science fiction, yeah.
It stops being clever and starts getting away with a lot of like crazy sci-fi at a certain point.
Yeah.
You know. But I think The Prestige is great. I really do love that film a lot, and it's like Competing Magicians. Just sounds like a comedy. You know. It sounds
it's
like
Burt
John C.
Wonderstone.
Riley. Yeah,
It's Burt Wonderstone.
It felt like John C. Riley and Will Ferrell could have made like a terrible version of that movie. You know.
Oh, yeah, and then they instead made Sherlock Holmes and Watson.
But anyway, thank you, Chance.
Ooh.
I need to watch Forrest Gump. One day I will. I know some plot spoilers now for Forrest Gump. Diamond Dog's Puppy. Wow. Do you have like a bouge puppy? Like a rat terrier bouged out doggy? Overrated.
Jewel encrusted.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Ooh, that's my favorite one.
That's a lot of people's favorite.
Diamond Doggy Puppy. Bark at you. And then underrated. Upgrade. Yes, very severely underrated. Go watch Upgrade.
As a
really recommend it.
Ass film. Matthew in Hollywood, I want to shout you out because overrated. Tiger King. I've missed the rest of the comment now, but yeah, overrated Tiger King. Underrated Doom Patrol and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and you watch Princess and the Frog for Juneteenth, which happy Juneteenth if anybody observed. We should all observe.
Trump observed.
He did in the most complimentary way possible.
But thank you, Diamond Doggy Puppy. I mean, I respect the fact that you don't agree with us on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
So,
But it's the best one.
Gonzalo Olguin says that it should have been a stupid movie should be the theme of a future live stream. Which, yes, movies that should have been
That's a
stupid
great
and somehow
call.
wound up good is a great one.
That's a great call.
Ooh, Slither, underrated horror comedy. I would agree with you there. Pleasantville, yes.
What did we say when this is on screen?
I'm sorry.
You might have set all the tech stuff up for us.
Okay,
John,
let's do
but
this.
we're trying to run
Let's
this
do
live
this next
stream
super
like
chat.
professionals.
Let's do this next super chat with this movie. I know we're both going to respond well to.
We have a standard here.
I apologize for breaking the uniform.
We are known.
I will
for
never
our
do so again.
professionalism. And we can never break this.
Yes, always. Anissa's back in action. Underrated. Jeepers Creepers 2.
I don't think Anissa knows about the director of Jeepers Creepers 2.
I feel conflicted because I think the first Jeepers Creepers, just from like a remove all context scenario, is kind of underrated. It's pretty nifty. However, Victor Salva is also like a sex offender and a pedophile from what I understand, and so I will just say that everything that man touches is overrated.
Do you think Christy Alley and him hang out?
Oh, God, I shouldn't have said it that way. Yes, probably. Definitely. That's how this works. They just all get together in a club together, and they talk about what their dastardly deeds are going to be next.
You know what I find weird?
What?
You know, like I don't know what made me. I was watching some show where there was like a gay character in there, and it made me think about when I was like a kid. And how adults responded to gay adults around, like gay male adults who were around me. Yeah, just instantly assuming that like if a kid's around a gay male adult, that he's gonna want to touch the kid. You know what I'm talking about? Like that weird mentality of just like he's gay. He probably wants to touch my son.
Yeah, or he wants to make him
what
gay.
Is this mentality that people have to know?
I'm not a fan.
What
of
do
that.
we?
I'm not reading them. I'm not reading them. I'm multitasking.
John, professional. We
say.
have a standard here.
Gotcha.
And overrated Friday the 13th. I just need to check
the
one thing.
first one?
I need to check.
The first one may be a little overrated, yeah. There are a lot of them I would say are underrated. But
okay, my girlfriend's still asleep. Friday the 13th is her favorite one. Yeah, I think the first one's very overrated. I think I get very bored when I watch it.
I respect it, but yeah, it's not as thrilling as I would have hoped. Yes. But Kevin Bacon, we're back with Kevin Bacon, so that's good.
But yeah. Thank you, Anissa, though. Thank you again, my dear.
Ooh, agoraphobic fanboy is next. Just hear me out, LOL. We're overrated. Mamma Mia.
Oh my God, yeah, all that Mamma Mia fandom just all over the place.
I
these days.
know.
It's like, shut the fuck up about it, would
Jesus.
you?
All of our comments. It's like we're trying to talk about the DCEU and
Stop
all you
talking
guys
about
want to
fucking
talk
Mamma
about.
Mia,
Like,
goddamn it.
Mia.
I'm bored of this Mamma Mia conversation.
Pierce Brosnan's the best singer in the world. Underrated. Mamma Mia, here we go again. Lily James might be the next Meryl Streep. You've been watching Patrick H. Willems, haven't
That's for
you?
sure. Yeah,
because I saw
think
that video.
Thanks to Gore. You know what this made me think? Because you did a part 1 and part 2. Okay, I got a controversial take here. I think 1989's Batman.
Ooh.
While I completely understand its influence and how significant of a comic book movie that was, I think it's slightly overrated. Now, I think Batman Returns is very underrated.
I've seen at least one or two people echo that.
And when I was a kid, Batman Returns scared the crap out of me. Penguin biting that guy's nose freaked me the fuck out. But when I rewatched those movies a couple years ago, I was like, I don't really like Batman 89 as much as I did when I was younger, but Batman Returns, I actually kind of love.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say that, like, I'm going to just swap out yours, agoraphobic fanboy, with Batman and Batman Returns to the Mamma Mia movies.
Dude, you know, I've watched your opinion of Batman Returns literally arc over the years. and I appreciate that. And it's also, I think, the one Batman movie I've never fully seen. So one day.
You haven't seen Batman Returns?
Not as a complete
film.
film.
Do so well in the schmo. How do you do? I don't get it. I just don't understand it.
Well, you know, I'm next to you all day, so your knowledge just rubs off on me, and then we don't shoot too far away from the last time I saw you.
Remove the super chats.
All right,
Let's look
all
at
right,
the
all
chats again, then we will go back to the Streamlabs.
Morgan State Freshman says that James Gunn's Super is an underrated film, which I would agree with personally. And actually, a couple people have said that. Robert Becerra as well.
All right.
Who else do we got? Jacob McLaughlin. Which James Bond, or just all of them are overrated?
I gotta say, Jack Sparrow in the chat.
Hmm?
Scott Pilgrim is overrated tonight. Yeah, I enjoyed Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I watch it and I'm like, I don't know why this is like the most like fucking beloved cult film
Get out of
ever.
my face right now. Get out of my face with that. It's underrated.
And I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised.
It's rated.
By how, out of all the movies, you know how people are like going after, okay, with Christy Elliott, right? And the Christy Elliott situation recently, with the amount of people that are mad about that, I was like, how come no one's ever addressed how Scott Pilgrim is like as a problematic element is Knives Chung is her name?
Knives Chow.
Knives Chow. How come no one's addressed the fact that he's at least romantically and emotionally entangled with a 17-year-old girl, right? Yeah. Now, me as a viewer, I was able to watch, because I only watched it actually very recently for the first time, and I was like, yeah, but I don't think he does anything. Like, that was my guy mentality, but then the woman who brought up to me, like, it's fucking creepy and perverted, you know?
And how old is he supposed to be? Like mid-20s?
Yeah.
At least? Yeah.
Doesn't matter. The second he turns 18, it's fucking illegal, John.
Well, that's a really slippery slope to be straddling, and that's a good thing for me to keep in mind the next time I watch it.
Yeah, so stop laughing at so many ha-has when you watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Right.
All right, realize it's wrong. Comedy is meant to be about legislation. It's not meant for jokes.
Michael Ware, forever underrated Rob Zombie's Halloween. I will die on that hill with you. That's the hill I'll die on. That's an underrated movie.
Hello, Ashley Hoover.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. In the chat, Rango underrated. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I've seen a couple people shout out 1917, which is a film I love, and somebody just shout out Mask of the Phantasm. Overrated Halloween 3. Halloween 3 just got rated. Don't take it away so soon. I also saw Friday the 13th, Jason X.
Oh.
Jason X is a great guilty pleasure.
All of James Bond movies are overrated. Yeah.
Hey, Ashley Hoover.
Do you know her?
No, but she said, "Hey, real rejects," so I decided to say, "Hey, back," because we don't have the super chats open. I'm free to do so. Okay, I'm well within my rights.
John, you're gonna get the real rejects canceled. All right.
You know what's
I know what's going
underrated.
On. Ashley Hoover,
21
you
and
saw
over.
a girl talking
Jeff
to
Chang.
us. You're like, oh, let me address her, so she'll hit me up on Instagram. I'll send her a dick pic. You're gonna get us canceled. You're gonna get this channel shut down with your sexual ways.
So
I'm letting you know.
Sorry for
I'm
being
sorry
a sexually
to the female
liberated
fan
woman.
base. Your deviant ways are gonna fuck us over.
Jack Sparrow Paranorman is underrated. And Jason Goes to Hell is in no way overrated. That's like one of the least respected of the series. Are you kidding me? I think
Knives Out is someone's in the chat saying Knives Out underrated. I don't think so. I feel like they're getting a sequel, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah. I mean, it didn't get as much love like during the awards season, but I think it definitely got some love. We'll see. We'll see how it ages. But Luke Kiashik Music again says Gemini Man is undressed.
Yes.
Which that's a whole different issue.
All right. You ready for some hot takes?
Yes.
Underrated. Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
I think TLJ is underrated by some.
The Last Jedi. I don't even love it as much as I did when I once saw it. When I rewatched it leading up to Rise of Skywalker, I was like, I was kind of bored halfway. But I just wanted to say that just to upset people.
Here's a hot take. I'll go with Ethan Holgate and say, while it's not a terrific film,
But
I do think that the Lone Ranger is a bit underrated. I don't think it deserved anywhere near the amount of shit that movie got.
We actually liked Lone Ranger.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
I had fun. I had a good time.
All right.
It's problematic, but it's good.
John, how do you pull this bad boy up?
Alrighty, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, and by do it, I mean
Hey,
nasty.
Jacob, while you're doing that, John, Jacob, in the chat, I want to tell you, Jingle All the Way, I think is a very underrated comedy.
Oh, yeah.
That is a Christmas
Tubelman.
classic in my mind.
The
I'm not
Tubelman.
being sarcastic. I really enjoy Jingle All the Way. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Dude, we used to watch. Jesus, Eric Horseman, you are so generous, and it's
Holy shit!
it's friggin' overwhelming.
Eric Horseman.
Overrated. The Snooze Fest 2001: A Space Odyssey. You are not alone in this chat. Underrated. Mother, come on.
Yes.
It's fucking environmental.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, I have to agree on the underrated there. Mother, thank you for such a major. Well, I'll just call it a Streamlad super chat. Thank you so much for that, Eric. That's very generous of you. Now stop. I'll tell you right now, stop.
I'm uncomfortable with your generosity. I feel like I'm stealing from you.
But Mother, I think I think it was one of my favorite movies that year it came out. It was just so bonkers and so out there. And when the movie was done, I said very loud in a packed house. I just went, "What the fuck?" I was so surprised by like, this is such a bizarre film. And some people think it's like very pretentious, and I get that. But I love how far it went. And I mean I hate the fact that the trailers totally mismarketed, but at the same time the trailers did not let on at all how weird it was actually going to get. You know, it's one of those things where I'm like, the trailers totally made it look like a different thing, and the trailers really didn't show how fucking banana sandwich that movie gets. You know,
that was a wild ass movie.
I really liked Mother. I just love for how far it went.
I very much appreciate what that experience had me doing at the very, 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 very least.
Yes. Oh, Judas, I'm writing down yours right now.
Ooh,
I got to write yours down, Judas. I'm looking at it in the chat. But who's next in the stream lab?
We got KB, like the toy company we used to work for.
Thank you, KB. Appreciate you.
Underrated, The Boondock Saints and Teen Spirit. Overrated, Mad Max. Which Mad Max though? There's at least 4 to choose from.
I mean, John, it's Mad Max, and the first one is just called Mad Max.
Yeah.
So KB is probably talking
about the original
just
Mad Max. Yeah.
Which I agree with. Bored as fuck when I watched that movie. Underrated, The Boondocks. I feel like The Boondocks thing has gotten a lot of love. I feel like that's like a cult hit that really rose and it got a sequel.
It's a cult hit that, I think verges on the mainstream now. So I would say that it's probably rated. I would go with it's rated. Like it's got its sequel, you know. Like it was popular enough as a cult film to get a sequel. I think it's well rated.
I haven't seen Teen Spirit. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't. Let's Google it.
You know, I think it's underrated. Would this qualify as underrated? Christine.
I would say it's underrated in term. Yeah, actually, a little bit. I mean, maybe less in terms of a general horror film, but in terms of John Carpenter's catalog, I would say it's a bit underrated. Yeah.
And while John's looking this up, you know what else I think is very underrated? The movie Chucky, the remake.
I like that. Yeah,
I really like that remake. I was just messaging someone today about it, and I was like, I really like that Chucky remake. Teen Spirit, Elf. Oh yeah, I remember this trailer.
Yeah, Max Minghella. I know.
Elle Fanning is like the queen of starring in underrated shit. You know, she really is.
Yes.
All right, that's cool.
Dang, and this was directed by that guy from a movie. No, he's not from a movie I just referenced. Never mind. On to the next.
And then, all right.
All right.
But thank you, KB. Really appreciate that.
So Scare 1999. Hey, guys, don't hate, but I got to say, underrated Captain Marvel.
Hey, I actually like that you're saying that.
Yeah. I think it's severely underrated from the hate that it got, and a little underrated as just like a thoughtful,
But John, there's
review.
a woman. Oh my God. What the fuck?
Muppet hands. Overrated Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Ooh, I don't know if I could agree with you there, but that is your opinion.
Marvel got slated, yet I really enjoyed it. Spider-Verse was really, really good, but the best animation ever? Whoa, slow down there, he says.
I don't
or,
know.
Or
man.
she, they.
I feel like where Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse got a little overrated for me was that people were saying it's the best Spider-Man movie. But really, that's just because I disagreed with that. And I think Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. And honestly, I bet there's plenty of people in this chat who are probably like, Greg, come on, Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire is very overrated, because so many people still hail that as one of the best comic book movies ever. And I still feel Spider-Man 2 is the best comic book movie. But, I can't slight anyone on the hype that Into the Spider-Verse got. Like, I thought would like groundbreaking animation and great storytelling. Fuck. Weirdly, I'm kind of in the mood to watch that again right now.
I'll go with you only in the sense that, yeah, I think Spider-Verse was great, and it was a breath of fresh air. And the only thing that rubbed me weird was just how quickly, because I've learned over the years, especially doing these movie reviews over time, that the passage of time is a huge factor. And just like the weekend it came out, everyone was like, this is the best Spider-Man movie, it's the best superhero movie.
Yes.
And so that zealousness, I think, took me aback a little bit. So in that
Absolutely.
sense, I'll agree with you. We want to do one more from Anissa?
Yeah. How many more do we got on the Streamlabs?
We got...
Okay. Let's do it.
Five.
Let's
We got
go.
five
Let's do
more.
Anissa and
Erica?
Erica,
All
because
right.
Erica Tuesday is the bomb. Erica, I got an animated thing I want to talk to you about. Can I talk to you, Erica?
No.
No,
Only I am allowed to
she'll
talk to
She'll only Streamlab donate to us, but she won't talk to me in person.
Okay, so Anissa says, just here to say I love y'all, happy y'all enjoyed my gifts.
Oh my
That's
God.
right. You can see us unbox them on Patreon.
Anissa got us so many. Hold on a sec, John.
Tomorrow.
Put that away.
All right,
Put
we're going to kill
away.
this. Kill the supers. Oh, yeah. This braid is coming apart.
So Anissa got me. She got me this friend shirt as well.
Oh,
John,
yeah.
give me your mic. There you go. She got me this friend shirt as well. Thank you, John, for them.
You're welcome.
And then check out this Supernatural shirt from the show Supernatural. Supernatural Bro. Isn't that awesome?
Dude, yes. Hold on, let me grab mine. I got my other one, too. Hold my mic. Or hold your mic.
All right. But yeah, she got us some, like, there's more than that, trust me. And she even got Olivia some stuff, some great gifts. And so thank you, Anissa. You don't need a super chat or anything. I'm telling you that right now. Like, we appreciate it, but you please refrain because you really went above and beyond. Thank you.
If we put you on like a once a month
She cost these
limitation, it would still take many months to
Yes.
catch up to your generosity already.
So bring this back, please.
All
John.
right, bring it back.
And also, I want to say Tucker and Dale. I saw this in the chat.
Yep.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That's a
Extremely
really fun-ass
underrated
movie.
comedy. Wait, did you finally watch it?
Yes.
When did you put the chat?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What? I've been talking about Tucker and Dale versus Evil for years.
I'm so
saying
sorry.
you should watch it, and then you watch it and don't mention to me that
I'm
you watched.
sorry.
When did you watch this?
I watched it around the time that we went to. Oh, this was probably back when the last time we went to Reign of Terror. This was around that time.
stupid months you've had to bring up to
sorry.
me that you've seen Tucker
I'm
and Dale. versus
sorry,
Evil.
I saw it and I really enjoyed it.
What
It's an
the
underrated
fuck,
horror
John?
comedy. It's really
Holy
funny and
shit,
charming.
You have no idea how much. Like,
How offended you are right now.
God.
I'm
I know
so
you have
sorry.
your thing where you're like, I have a hard time bringing stuff up. Just fucking tell me you saw Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
All right.
I've been trying to tell you to watch that movie for years now.
And that was the biggest voice in my mind. All right, when I think
Jesus.
of Tucker and Dale, I think of you because you are the one who has led the crusade of John needs to see this movie.
When Alan Tudyk said suicide cult, how fucking funny was that shit?
It's fucking hilarious. In fact, now I want to go back and rewatch Tucker and Dale.
That is such an underrated comedy.
It really is, and for as much as people have, since it's been on Netflix, I feel like people have discovered it, but not to the range that they should have.
No, man, shit.
That's a really
Have you guys
fun
in the
movie.
chat seen Tucker and Dale versus
It's a
Evil?
really, really fun movie.
Holy shit, what a great movie. All right,
Bad
John,
Samaritan with
bring
David Tennant.
it back.
Someone, ooh, all right, here we go. We back. Erica Tuesday in the house. She's saying underrated Big Fish.
Love that film.
Love that film.
Big Fish.
The Iron
Love Big
Giant, one of my favorite films. Meet the Robinsons.
That's a great Disney film.
Ooh, Death to Smoochie.
Ooh, you like Death to Smoochie?
And Pleasantville, which is a favorite of mine for sure.
I think Pleasantville kind of misled people. It's a lot more mature than people expected, I think.
It really is.
Because it's like, if you guys haven't seen Pleasantville, Tobey Maguire, Reese Witherspoon, is it Joan Allen? And
so.
and Chris Cooper.
Chris Cooper, yeah.
And it's a movie where they're like these two brother and sister get transported to this black and white 1950s like television show, and then suddenly color starts to come to life, and it's like it's got its messages and shit like that, but it's very this is a lot more mature than people expected. I think when it came out, like, because it looked like just a fun comedy that's probably for the whole family. When I'm like, I wouldn't go that far. I feel there's some pretty touchy subjects in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's not about reminiscing about those days. It's about the change of time and the fact that those days were pretty restrictive in a lot of ways.
Yes, but so many people are saying, people are some love for Pleasantville in here.
And overrated from Erica Tuesday, the whole superhero genre in general, Star Wars and Frozen.
Oh, that's fair.
I would say that honestly, I would say that Star Wars as a franchise is overrated because the ratio.
John, 3 out of 9 of them are fucking hailed as some of the best movies ever.
And 1 or 2 TV shows. And the superhero genre, while I do think that it does produce, some pretty interesting shit every now and again, as a genre, I personally have been wanting to see it branch out for a long time. So I think it's it's a little overrated for me.
John, Joker was
overrated. If you remove, I don't know why I'm being incisive right this minute, but if you remove the comic bookness from that movie, I don't think it would succeed. I just don't. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, but who wouldn't fight? Heath Ledger or Arthur the Fire John?
All right, should we go back to the super chats or should we keep going on these?
But Big Fish, I want to say, Big Fish, I think is a very
I love Big Fish,
underrated
yeah.
Tim Burton flick. I saw it in the theaters, love it. Is it daffodils or dandelions? What flower does she like? Oh man, if that was a schmodown question,
it
I
was
would
dandelions.
I would get fucking crushed. Daffodils or dandelions, one of the two.
You know what I love? Oh, hold on. Let me move this box so I'm allowed to say this.
Who plays older Ewan McGregor?
It's Billy Crudup. No, it's Albert
that's the
Finney.
son.
It's Albert Finney.
Oh,
yeah.
John, you would have fucked us in the ass in the showdown.
Yeah, no, it's Albert Finney for sure.
But yeah.
Do you know Albert Finney's name? Come on. Come on. That's what I'm good for, is knowing those guys.
Let's see here.
Oh.
Okay. Underrated. Diamond Dog's Fire in the chat is saying Rain of Fire.
Oh, I caught some of that on TV and I was surprised because I thought it would be dumb and then I was really into it.
Oh wait, where's the where I wrote some down here.
And I was surprised Christian Bale was like the star.
I feel like it's gotten a lot of love, but let's face it, the movie didn't do well at the box office. Edge of Tomorrow was my favorite movie the year it came out, and I got a lot of crap for declaring that. Edge of Tomorrow I think is incredible, absolutely incredible, and one of my favorite sci-fi movies ever. Also, another movie. Why can't I think of the title right now? It came out around the time of The Matrix. It was kind of like The Matrix. What the Dark City is what it's called.
Ooh,
yeah. I think
that
the director
one.
of The
Alex
Crow.
Proyas, yeah.
Yeah. Dark City is a very underrated movie. I thought that was brilliant. And you guys should go watch Dark City for sure.
Oh, R.I.P. Albert Finney. You know what? Boyhood, I like that movie a lot, but I couldn't even fight you on its overratedness, unfortunately.
I feel like Tom Cruise, like Kiki Gardner in the chat is saying this. I feel like Tom Cruise is one of those actors that you can hate, but will completely put that to the side. I know Eric Horseman wouldn't do it, but there's I feel like he's one of those actors where like there's certain celebrities out there that they're starring in a movie that if they will refuse to watch it because this person's in it, right? Like for me, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be Peter Sarsgaard. Not a fan of Peter Sarsgaard, but nothing that he's done in his personal life. But like there's certain actors like Tom Cruise where you think that'd be the case, but I think a lot of people will go, Tom Cruise freaks me out, don't like him, but I'll still watch his movie. You know, he's one of those that rare exception, I think.
Kid Cudi 24, I just wanted to shout out Birds of Prey, underrated. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
100%.
And it's nice to hear
100%.
somebody say that because of all the recent comic book films, I really feel like that one just didn't get the reception it deserved.
But John, there's women in it.
I know. What gives, man? What were you thinking? These women over here. I saw a couple other good ones.
I think Signs is underrated. I'll say that.
I think Signs
did not get enough love. Yeah, for sure.
I've seen a lot of overrated votes for Inception, and
I'm surprised no one's just fucking said Christopher Nolan.
somebody did. Somebody said every Christopher Nolan film.
Someone said every Christopher Nolan in the chat.
Yes, they did. I saw at least one. Also, I really love that Fern Gully is underrated while Avatar is overrated.
Yes. I'll say Blade 2. I'll totally agree with that, Hashem. Blade 2 is very underrated film.
Now, Nightshade novels.
My favorite one of them.
Nightshade novels is Dr. Sleep, Dr. Sleep, Dr. Sleep, Dr. Sleep. Can't say enough about Dr. Sleep. That movie should have gotten much more love than it did. Now, have you watched the director's cut? Because that's a movie I have often sat here going, I think the theatrical cut is a bit overrated, even though it's my favorite of its ilk of movies from the past couple of years. But I can see how a director's cut would make that a really good movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, I've seen a few people shout out Alita Battle Angel, which, hell yes.
I think
Underrated ass
I dug
movie.
this shit.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, this movie's so cool.
Also,
I see what the stupid stuff is, but I think it's fucking cool.
Yeah. Also, Mark Leach wants to know, this is another expander of the question, who are your most underrated actors? Mine are Giovanni Ribisi and Ben Foster, which are great choices because those dudes both got hella chops. Sarah Snook, great actress.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield is terrific.
I think he's very underrated.
He is. He can do all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
I think Lakeith Stanfield's very, very underrated actor, and Logan Marshall Green.
Yes, Logan
Stop
Marshall
just
Green.
calling Logan Marshall Green discount Tom Hardy. He's more
his
than that.
Own guy.
All right.
Okay.
I will meet you on Luke Wilson is discount Owen Wilson, but I cannot meet you on that Logan Marshall Green is just discount Tom Hardy. He's great. He was Shocker 1.
Yeah, and then Bokeem Woodbine, who he was in Devil with, which is another underrated fucking movie.
Yes.
All right, the elevator movie. I like that shit a lot.
Underrated Hacksaw Ridge. I mean, I think it was all right. A lot of people have been saying The Rock is just overrated in this chat. I don't know about that, man. The Rock is he's pretty. He is one of those celebrities. I'm like, yeah, I'd vote for him if he ran for president. I'm one of those people.
I would only say The Rock is overrated because I feel like he's at a point in his career where he doesn't need to push himself or try new things, and that's a bummer. Because
you don't think he pushes himself? Have you seen his body?
In terms of his emotional range.
What are you talking about? Dude, he embodied Danny DeVito in Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
Yes, and didn't do it
you're
worse
talking
than
crazy, John.
And Awkwafina did not do a better job at it than he did. No, not at all.
I would say Wreck.
Wreck. Somebody.
Oh, Wreck.
Gardner,
Oh,
yeah.
I was thinking WREK.
No,
CK. Punisher Warzone.
Yes.
Very underrated comic book movie.
Lexi Alexander.
I love that film.
I do too. We saw the
We
theaters
saw
together.
the theaters together
With
and
the Rob Zombie song.
We went in, we just wanted to watch like a piece of shit for fun.
Yeah.
And we were like, this movie was a blast. What are you talking about?
It's a little like bargain bin schlocky, but it knows what it is. And when he punches through that dude's face, I was just hooked.
Yeah.
Also, Rizzo Gaming, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Johnny Depp version. While I sense that will certainly be an unpopular opinion, I do find it has more charms than people give it credit for.
You know what's an underrated mob movie?
Mob or mom?
Mob movie.
Okay.
Which I watched with my mom, is Donnie Brasco.
Ooh,
you said Johnny Depp, and Donnie Brasco. I never hear in the conversation about like great mob movies, but Johnny Depp and Al Pacino, incredible film, and more people should be watched. If you're like getting into the mob movie spirit ever, I highly recommend Donnie Brasco.
Nicole Beharie is underrated. I'm not sure I know who that is. Also, Ryan S. loves that Miami Vice movie. Let's get some more super chats. Super chats.
Thank you to everyone who's been contributing in the super chats and the stream labs as well, especially the stream labs. And if you're here, been here a little bit, but you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit that like button.
All right. We got Jimmy Freckles in here. Underrated The Last Dragon.
Wait. I feel like I've seen that movie. Let me look that up really quick. Let me look that up. I feel like I've seen The Last Dragon.
And I feel like I've seen it too. I can't draw it to mind, but I will say that on the heels of that, another slightly underrated film would be Dragonheart with Sean Connery and David Thewlis.
I've totally seen The Last Dragon.
Not a dragon movie though, a martial arts movie.
Wait, were you thinking it was a
I was.
You were thinking it was a dragon movie?
I heard the word dragon and I thought of Dragonheart, but I know what this movie is vaguely.
It's a fun movie, man.
Is it? I should watch it.
Thank you, Jimmy Freckles, for saying The Last Dragon is an underrated flick.
Yes, underrated. Ooh.
Oh, you know what else is underrated? Fucking Grindhouse. Because you saying The Last Dragon made me think of this. Not Zemeckis. Robert Rodriguez and Tarantino joint. Grindhouse. Very underrated. Very underrated. Let's see here. What are you doing, John?
I was just letting a comment slide.
So what did we establish?
I didn't talk about the other screen.
Doesn't matter if you're talking.
I didn't read the other screen.
It's about the attention.
Listen, you're taking attention away from Justin Sutton, who's our next super chatter.
Like, if we're eating at Denny's together and
Which
you're
we
on
do
your phone
frequently.
If you're on your phone, does that mean you're present? All right.
I could be finding us something.
So if you're looking over here at this chat instead of over at this chat over here, you're not. You're doing it right now.
Wreck-It Ralph is
you're doing it right now.
Justin Sutton wants to know underrated Spike Lee joints, Clockers and Crooklyn. You know what? I have often mused about doing my own film curriculum, or I pick a filmmaker or a genre or something and watch a bunch of films from them or in that vein. And Spike Lee is definitely a filmmaker whom I want to, explore, do a focused dive into their filmography. So if these are underrated, I want those recommendations. So thank you.
Good night, Maria Hammond.
Good night, Maria. I'm sorry if you were frustrated.
And also, we got Allison in the chat, who's very adamant that we recognize that The Shining is overrated in her eyes.
Underrated or overrated?
Overrated, sorry.
Oh, Naruto.
I think Spike Lee in general is underrated. He's done a lot of films, and a lot of them are very, other than Old Boy, I feel like most of his films, there's a purpose. There's a point to them.
Well, they're very live, at least in the ones I've seen. They have a liveliness that not every movie does.
All right, where are we at? Okay, Anissa back in the chat here. She's saying underrated Texas. Texas just underrated. Overrated California. One day we will go to Texas. We will let you know first and then tell everyone. We'll do a meet and greet and 2 other people will show up. And we'll be like, wow, this is a really unsuccessful meet and greet. How are we going to pay for this venue that we booked?
We're not.
We're not. That's the thing. Then we go broke and shut down the channel.
Yeah. You know what?
I'll be the first person who knows when we're going to Texas and East.
I'll meet you here. Texas may be underrated and SoCal may be overrated, but I think that there are parts of California, especially above the southern part, that are underrated.
Fair
So,
enough, John.
Mid and NorCal need some love.
Jimmy Freckles back at it. What's up, Jimmy Freckles? Every time I hear the name Jimmy, I think of fucking Sean Penn and Mystic River.
Is that my daughter in there?
I used to do that in fucking junior high, right?
You
Is that my daughter in there?
That's all I have associated with that movie.
He hasn't seen it yet. He will get questions about it in the movie trivia schmodown and fucking win.
Because there are no requisites.
Yeah, I'm resentful.
There's no requisite that you need to. Well,
Underrated. An American Werewolf in London. That's a classic. What are you talking about?
That's
I mean,
pretty
I
well
appreciate the super
beloved.
chat, but that's a classic, dude.
yeah, it's rated. It's rated.
That's fuck. Like people are always talking about, like, especially the makeup in that.
The werewolf transformations, bruh.
I think American Werewolf in London's very much rated well.
Maybe it doesn't get name checked as much in the mainstream conversation, but definitely for horror, it's a classic.
Wow, David Gandy, you're already a pretty top pledge patron of ours. I'm
Jeepers
seeing you here.
Christ.
We're gonna get to you in a segment. Thank you, David. Zachary Skulls. Zachary Scrotum. Underrated. Streets of Fire with Willem Dafoe.
Ooh.
Overrated. Mad Max Fury Road. I forgot that movie even exists until someone mentioned it to me. I haven't seen Streets of Fire. Overrated. Okay, for Mad Max Fury Road, I kind of meet you there. I kind of do. I didn't love it like on a technical scale. I totally get why it's so beloved, but a lot of people, and I think you would say it, were very swept up in the immediate intensity, emotional experience of the spectacle. And for me, I kept going to the story, and I felt like something was missing for me. Now, here's the caveat. I used to smoke a lot more weed when I was at the time when Mad Max Fury Road came out, right? Like I'm pretty particular, especially nowadays, about like reserving when I smoke weed. But I was baked out of my mind when I saw Mad Max Fury Road, and I don't think I was able to keep up with what the fuck was going on screen.
Yeah,
fully.
it's not a high movie.
I was so high that I was like, this is kind of a nightmare for me. Like
it's not a high movie.
It's too intense for
Nah.
me.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So yeah, but I mean, it got so much praise that, I mean, if you call it overrated, I can respect you on that.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love that movie, I wouldn't really argue about it. If you think it's overrated, I understand.
David Gandy usually lists like classical shit in here. So let's see what you got.
Ooh.
Thank you so much but thank you, Zachary, for your super chat, and David Gandy. Let's see what you got.
Underrated.
Underrated. John, rush me up David Gandy's.
All right, underrated. Murder by Decree, 70s Sherlock Holmes film. Overrated. Citizen Kane. I understand the technical and storytelling breakthroughs, but it's tough to connect with, and you also got a friend in the chat here who I just saw name check Citizen Kane as well. Citizen Kane is a funny one to me because it's Mark Leach, that's who it was, who chimed in with you. I only feel like I appreciate it now because I already got through the part where I'm like, it's the best film ever made. And, you know, when you look at it that way, and especially if you're a young person now going into it, I don't think it's going to hit that mark. But having watched it a few times, I have found it to be an engrossing and an interesting movie, but I couldn't argue that it's a little overrated.
I've never been able to finish this again.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to dog you for that.
That is one of those movies where I'm like, I'll pick this back up again later. And I've been doing that since I was a little kid. Yeah, I've never been able to finish Citizen Kane. And honestly, I barely remember anything about the many multiple times I've tried starting up Citizen Kane.
It's okay. It's okay. It's from another time.
Justin Sutton, but thank you, David Gandy.
Thank you,
Appreciate
David.
it. We gotta check out that Sherlock Holmes film. And Justin Sutton, thank you so much, dude.
Underrated Scorsese, Shutter Island, and After Hours.
I believe you and I have talked on Patreon about Shutter Island, and yeah, not many people saw it. A weird movie to release in February.
No.
And I haven't seen After Hours. Have you?
No. We got to do a movie night.
John, you know what I don't like about when you're doing the scrolling?
Oh,
is
I lean too much.
You're leaning so much, and it's like you're doing this like resistant towards.
This is why I agreed to be on the stream with you, is so I could get a lot of notes.
Your body language is
on
just
what I
like,
could be doing differently.
Like you don't want me near you.
I love having you near me.
And,
we don't hang
so
out
I'm
just as friends.
I'm just telling
enough.
you that when you do that, I'm just like, oh my god, you're like, it's like when someone has their arms crossed.
We
and you're trying to talk
mostly-
to them about something serious or vulnerable, but it's like, oh no, they're not willing to receive. And then when you do this, it's just like, all right, fine, fuck it. I don't want to engage with you.
3 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. Niraj Krishnan.
Raj Krishnan.
Ooh, this is going to be a conflicting one for you.
Overrated here.
You're going to be conflicted by this. This is like shots fired at you. Overrated, La La Land, and The Irishman.
What the fuck are you doing to me, Niraj?
We just gave you a nice shout out, sending you love, calling you the next Spider-Man.
I appreciate that, Niraj, but for the super chat, but Jesus fucking Christ, man.
I mean, which one is less overrated, though? Let's go there.
I think La La Land. I don't think The Irishman is overrated. Okay, here's the thing. La La Land got a release and then became this very overhyped film.
Became a juggernaut, yeah.
And then The Irishman was like overly hyped before it came out. Because I think what everyone wanted with Irishman was another Goodfellas or Casino, and so did I. I honestly thought that's what I was getting too.
Not like a contemplative older man's drama.
I'm watching in the theaters. I'm like, this is a lot slower than I expected it to be. 3.5 hours. Oh boy. Like, it took me a while to adjust to it. But I mean, I love The Irishman a fuck ton. And I saw La La Land when I was in Switzerland at a festival, and I make it sound like I fucking attend that shit all the time. It's the one fucking film festival I've ever been to. All right.
Hey man,
but
no shame.
I was at the Zurich Film Festival, saw it in a really tiny theater, and only a handful of people were there, like a small handful, in where there could have been a packed auditorium, and I was swept up by it. I was blown away by it. And it wasn't like people were hyping up La La Land when I saw it. You know, the movie came out in December, and I saw it in the month of September, and I fell in love with that movie.
Well, that's you had the benefit of not having the hype wave, and that's
Exactly.
real. That's a real thing.
Yeah, and then the hype wave came in, and everyone's talking about, like, you know, Ryan Gosling didn't invent jazz and all that shit. And I was just like, oh, fuck, now this movie's ruined for me.
It was arguably better if a black person was schooling people about what's really jazz.
I wasn't even thinking about that, you know? I was just like...
But I wasn't either. I mean, at the time, because you get suckered into the world of the movie, and it's well made enough that it can really permeate you with its feelings.
I love the music. And I'm sorry, Mandy in the chat is also saying Stars Born, very overrated. No, I don't think so. You know what's fucking overrated? Bohemian fucking Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody's overrated.
Most
as fuck,
overrated
right?
fucking movie of that
It's a
year.
overrated ass motion picture.
Most overrated ass movie ever.
Okay, now that we're agreed on that, Kartik Sharma has something to say. Overrated. Every sequel, prequel, or reboot that tries to cash in on nostalgia of the original that is 15 to 20 years old. So if it's 10 years old, is it okay?
Well, Kartik, I appreciate your super chat. But might I redirect you? I think the Halloween 2019 reboot was pretty fucking great.
And I think the Halloween 2009 reboot is pretty fucking great.
I mean, yeah, I think it's great too. What do you mean people are flirting in the chat? People are flirting in the chat?
People are
fuck yeah.
Flirting in the chat.
Man,
Let's get some.
That's great. If we can
Don't
have the
go
most
on Tinder.
polyamorous subscribers in the world, that'd be awesome.
Don't use Tinder or Grindr. Just come to our live stream.
Oh shit, people are totally flirting in the chat.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is crazy.
Make your love happen.
Do not submit dick pics in the chat. I will cancel you.
Not even ASCII dicks, all right? No 8s and equal signs and Ds, whatever.
I mean, Kartik Sharma, yeah, a lot of time. I think, you know what else? I'll agree with you on Kartik about every sequel, prequel, reboot that tries to cash in on the nostalgia of the original that's 15, 20 years old. I will agree on the concept of that. is overrated.
It's a lot
Yeah.
less frequent that they actually justify doing it. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of movies that can justify its existence within that category, but I think the idea that so many studios lean in on that is overrated. And I feel like a lot of us are drawn to original ideas, and if they just marketed the original ideas better, then maybe we'd be a little lot happier, you know?
I feel that. G. Chill Level TV says underrated. Twin Peaks. Fire Walk with Me. Thoughts? My thoughts are that I've seen the
you for your
first
super chat,
episode
buddy.
of Twin Peaks, and I need to see the rest of Twin Peaks so that I can watch Fire Walk with Me. Although I've heard that while it's not as good as the show, it's still got its charms and may be a little underrated. So
Haven't seen that yet.
Twin Peaks is one I want to catch up with ASAP though, because I feel like I've missed out on a lot of David Lynch in my life.
John, I'm telling you, man, your body language when you're doing this is just not my like. You're do you see what you're doing?
This is how I'm gonna scroll
no,
from
man,
now
it's,
on.
It's about having openness. All right. Let me just scroll down here.
I am as open as could be.
Let me
now.
just scroll. All right. It's just because
Yes.
you block me off with your body language.
Sorry
I'm
about
just not-
that.
I'm not a fan of that.
I'm open now. I'm open. As open
Eric
could be.
Horseman, we told you to stop, slow down.
Eric, I feel morally wrong with all this love you're showing.
And
us.
really quick in the chat, Jack Reacher is very underrated. The first
Yes.
one, Never Go Back, is one of the funniest fucking terrible movies
Oh.
I've ever seen. But Eric Horseman, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Oh man, I look like a total asshole because I've had a copy of this movie
I
for
know you
years.
have. I
and
thought
I've
about
never-
this.
I've never watched it, but
we
I
need to watch it.
This is bizarre that I haven't watched this movie. But thank you for such a major super chat, dude. This here says very kind of you. Near Dark is totally underrated. Helmed by Catherine Bigelow. I've had a copy.
Catherine Bigelow is an underrated filmmaker.
Woke attitude you're having, John. Jesus,
Yeah, of course.
what's
Sorry,
wrong
my
with
bad.
This guy,
My bad. I'm pandering. Sorry,
you're pandering.
because everyone
Next you're gonna
loves
say
Catherine Bigelow.
That fucking director of
Patty Jenkins and
Wrinkle
Paul
in
Feig
Time.
should just direct everything. Cast Oprah. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so yeah, I would say that okay, you're talking about Near Dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird as it's like Jason Dolan, one of our big, like a great, he's actually just a really close friend of ours, but then he's also like a big top patron person for us. He sent us a copy of that, and I looked it up on Amazon. It's like they rarely make copies of Near Dark.
It's hard to find. Yeah,
It's
for some
real,
reason.
and it's a very expensive copy. And I haven't seen it yet, but vampire genre is my favorite of the supernatural categories, and I really feel bad for not having seen it yet. But yeah, Near Dark I hear is great.
Yeah.
Appreciate the major super chat. I wish with a super chat at that level we could really riff on that movie.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make it an adamant thing that I do to go watch that film. John, stop with the habit. Let me just put your hand away. Okay, see this.
We're gonna do this like they record new
Op-
Schmodown's, where I'm gonna keep my
body,
hands
open
up.
body language. When you're
So you can
doing,
tell I'm
when
not
you're
cheating.
scrolling, you turn your shoulder and back to me, and honestly, it just feels like you're closing me off from
All right,
being accepted
right
into your
hand
life.
scrolling away from my normal direction of view. Another underrated, says Niraj Krishnan, The Descent, directed by Neil Marshall.
Thank you for your super chat there, Niraj.
Yeah, it's a good ass movie. I like that movie.
The Descent,
Mhm.
director of Hellboy 2019.
And several Game of Thrones episodes.
Actually, The Descent's very effective. I thought that was going to be a shitty ass movie, and I
Yeah.
think The Descent is actually like by the time
Sounds great.
the crazy, because it's already like scary in its claustrophobic cave diving settings, and then when like actual like monsters start showing up, it's like goes in hyperdrive. If you guys haven't seen The Descent, really recommend it.
Greg, can I break the rules for something I think you might like?
What?
Well, I mean, Nightshade Novels says that Let Me In is an underrated film and better than the original in their opinion.
Oh yeah, no, dude, Let Me In.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa.
The vampire film.
I don't think Let Me In is better than Let the Right One In.
But at least the love of Let Me In, because you're one of the few people I know who's expressed it.
Okay, Let the Right One In is one of my top like vampire movies ever. Swedish film, and they remade it. Matt Reeves directed it. Chloe Grace Moretz stars in it. Let Me In, and I think the remake's all right. Actually, I think it's a good movie. But Let the Right One In, I think, is a very underrated film, and it's one of those foreign films I think more people should have watched.
Ooh, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Who's next?
But
Ethan?
yeah, The Descent. Good call, Niraj. Thank you for that.
Great call.
And
Ethan Holgate.
Ethan Holgate, thank you so much, buddy.
Ooh.
Showgirls underrated in my opinion. Yeah, man, not gonna lie.
Definitely.
Dad had a
underrated.
VHS copy of Showgirls. I used to pop it in and skip to certain scenes in that movie.
I am erect. Why aren't you erect?
I'm telling you, man, Showgirls is fun. I barely remember the actual movie,
Showgirls.
but I sure remember certain scenes.
Showgirls, yeah, takes on a life of its own at a
Yeah,
certain
dude.
point. I've seen the film a time or at least a time and a half, but but yeah, it's part of my life now. So yeah, it's a little underrated.
Dude, that lap dance scene.
In the hot tub?
No, God damn, wasn't even talking about that stupid hot tub scene. The fucking lap dance, the actual lap dance scene.
It's the actual lap dance. Yeah. Sorry.
It's a great lap dance scene, guys.
Oh, goodness. Hey, Erica Tuesday's back in the supers. Just to let us know, sent you something on Streamlabs, so no fees. Love you guys. Love you too.
We love you, Erica.
We love your soul.
That's
the
a
most.
lot. Some people do the purr, you know, like. And I go. It sounds like a cat trying to tell you to get the fuck away, but that's not. I'm not welcoming you.
Sorry, I was trying to do like a Wookiee sound, but I just learned to roll my R's, so cut me some slackage.
You know what's also underrated? The Evil Dead remake. I gotta say that.
It is, and somebody pointed out the 2003. The same person pointed out Texas Chainsaw 3D and the 2003 remake. I think the 2003 remake is pretty underrated. I think it's a pretty good-ass horror movie, but Texas Chainsaw 3D is only underrated, in my opinion, if you want to laugh your ass off, because that's a pretty dumb movie. There's some really ridiculously stupid shit in that movie.
Anissa Oliva back in the super chats. Thank you, dear. She says underrated Dodgeball. Ooh. What? People love Dodgeball.
People do like Dodgeball.
Michelle. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
He's the most quotable character besides Steve the Pirate. Scurvy.
Oh yeah. I love Dodgeball. That's I wish. I wish my girlfriend would watch it with me.
No.
The thing is, if you see the trailer for it, it looks like it is the movie the trailer's advertising, but it's better than what the movie's advertising. That's how I'd put it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Like it's actually really funny, you know.
And as much as I think Dodgeball is a better movie than Benchwarmers, I will not at all deny that when I saw Benchwarmers, I laughed a good amount.
I think Benchwarmers is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
And then she's also saying overrated Ace Ventura.
Oh, even though I love Jim Carrey, it was a little too much for me.
Okay, here's what I'd put as a caveat here. I'm not, the caveat's not the right word. Here's what I just throw in here. Ace Ventura might be overrated. Underrated, which I think now more people are liking, The Cable Guy.
Ooh, yeah,
I think Cable Guy's been getting a lot more love now.
It's come back. Oh, not to break the rules again, but somebody just said The Guest is overrated.
The Guest is great.
Hisham, listen, Hisham. All right, look, The Guest hasn't been seen by enough people to be overrated. All right, that's a rad fucking movie.
Oh, John, we got to break the super chat so we can hop into the regular chat.
We got to obey.
Okay, guys, really quick. Where is he? Mark Leach. Walk Hard.
Yes,
one of the most underrated comedies you'll ever see. Walk Hard. That is a smart movie. That is like a really creative, well-written comedy. And it's like, and the trailers make it look like some silly, lowbrow comedy film when it is not that. That is a fucking hysterical film, and it is smart.
Yeah,
like that. I wouldn't say it's like for intelligent audiences, but it's a great comedy. You know?
Speaking of intelligence, though, a few people have said Central Intelligence is sort of underrated, and
that's really funny. Central, that's a really funny movie.
I need to see it. Actually, I haven't seen it.
That's the best one of Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson. Central Intelligence, yeah.
Well, all right. And Calvin Eaton says 2 underrated movies. I'm split with you here. 2 underrated movies. Bumblebee, for sure, underrated, and Godzilla King of the Monsters. I think is rated.
You think so?
I think it's rated because the monster action is great. The human stuff sucks, and
yeah,
I think it's just fine. But Mark Leach also, Jane Levy, definitely an underrated horror actress because she's a great actress in general, and both Evil Dead and Don't Breathe showcase that.
And in the chat, Erica Tuesday loves her some cocks.
No good, yeah.
And she says I came out standing wrong. I don't know why.
Ooh, I saw another one for the
Joker's a
cable
little
guy.
overrated, I think. Yeah.
Ninja Assassin as an underrated movie. I think that's fun. We saw a test screening.
Is underrated.
I haven't seen the theatrical
I gotta
cut.
agree with that.
But yeah, I really, really enjoyed the test screening that we saw of that.
All right. So, John, can you bring this back?
Yes.
All right,
yes,
guys. We're going to be doing the
yes.
last rounds of the Streamlabs and the Super Chats. But don't worry. We're going to still be going in here in the regular chat, too. Children of Men, I do think is very underrated. That's one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. Appreciate you saying that. Campucci 1. Bumblebee. I wish Bumblebee had come out earlier and more people would have seen it because that is the best Transformers movie that has been done.
So far, yeah, I'll agree with you there. Eric Horstman.
Jesus
My-
Christ, Eric.
Thank you, but also I am uncomfortable.
Thank you for such a major contribution. Thank you, dude. It means a lot.
Too underrated.
And I agree with your underrated
Slither
picks.
and House of a Thousand Corpses.
I really
love that movie.
I agree with both of those picks, man. Slither is great.
Oh yeah.
And House of a Thousand Corpses, while I heavily prefer its follow-up, The Devil's Rejects, I think House of a Thousand Corpses, and Rob Zombie had problems with that movie too.
Oh, yeah.
He's been pretty open
Oh,
about
yeah.
like the issues he had making that movie.
He's open about all the issues making all the movies.
But House of a Thousand Corpses, I think, is actually a really fun cult movie, and
It's a great Halloween time movie.
100%. And Slither, I think, like, is
Gross and
it
fun.
was so fun, man. That's such
Yeah.
a fun movie.
Yeah.
Watch, and I'd say Super as well. And
I think Super's
talking about James Gunn
great.
movies. Super as well, very
Super
underrated. Yeah.
of James Gunn's catalog, I would argue that Super is the most underrated because I feel like Slither at least has a bigger cult status. But we got KB.
But thank you so much, Eric Horseman.
Seriously,
thank
appreciate your generosity. KB, I saw Mad Max because Tom Hardy, but I was just confused the whole time. I think maybe I had to know. I now think I maybe had to know about a video game or something before. No, I mean
That's
maybe
not
the
it,
previous
KB.
maybe the previous movies to get yourself oriented in what the world is supposed to be. But as a film, it's pretty contained.
I think some people thought that Mad Max Fury Road might be something where you need to watch the prior installments to get it because it's such like a lived-in world and it just throws you into it.
Yeah. Really
but no,
throws
you
you right
don't.
in.
Like I remember I watched all the Mad Max movies leading up to Fury Road, and then as I was watching Fury Road, baked out of my mind, I was like, I didn't need to watch any of those movies.
Nah, yeah, you really don't.
You know, like,
'Cause
I could have easily followed this, without it,
Yeah, because that as a sequel, it's quite episodic. You know.
Yeah, man, so true. But thank you, KB.
Yes.
Don't worry. Just ask me. Just ask
Can
me. To
you
move the mouse.
scroll one
ask
up?
me to scroll, John.
Would you
It's
scroll
okay.
one up and then highlight?
Why do you have an issue asking?
Could you please
oh, God
scroll
damn.
up and then highlight what Hitman Hudson, our next tipper, had to say?
Well, thank you for the tip on Streamlabs here, Hitman
Thank you so
Hudson.
much. And also, yeah, okay, go. Yeah, that's a good placement.
Overrated. Almost every Matthew McConaughey movie. I don't know about that. The T-Sip is not that good of an actor. That T-Sip is not that good of an actor. Also, Gig 'em Aggies. I don't know. I think Matthew McConaughey's Ghosts of Girlfriends Pass is incredible. Failure to Launch is another
Fool's
solid
Gold
one.
is a classic.
Wedding Planner, Sahara.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, the guy's made some groundbreaking movies. Now, there are some movies that I think are a total dog shit, mud. What the fuck was that?
Dude, Interstellar.
Dallas Buyers
Dazed and
Club
Confused.
wasn't even a romantic movie.
No. The Lincoln
fucking
Lawyer.
Lincoln Lawyer. Jesus Christ. Ryan Phillippe stole the show.
Yeah,
let's face it.
Jesus, man.
And True Detective season 2 is great, but you got to really
Season 1
you
sucked.
got to power through season
Fuck
1
season
to
1.
get through the great
Time
season
is
2
some
what I'm
flat
trying to tell
bullshit.
you guys, all right?
Yeah.
And his fake tears in Interstellar, I can't handle it.
That reaction video he released during the time of Interstellar.
Obviously fucking around. But no, I mean, if you think he's overrated, I
I could see you thinking so since his recent explosion into superstardom for sure.
Anissa in our Streamlabs here. John has the best smile in the entire world. Totally underrated. John does have a great smile.
When he smiles, he has what I call John the Jack Nicholson eyebrows. Like when he really smiles, his eyebrows you have very expressive eyebrows, John.
Thanks.
Yeah, you do.
Thanks. I learned that from Jack Black.
Oh, is that where you learned it from?
No, they've always been a little expressive, but I've been inspired by Jack Black's eyebrow game since then.
Now, the way you keep your pubes intact,
Yep.
trimmed, where'd you learn that from?
Watching, pornography. From
When
you.
we live together.
Yes, I would just be constantly spying, being like, how does this man trim his shit up?
Well,
What's the carpet sit?
appreciate the Streamlab contribution there, Nisa.
Yeah.
But yes, John has a great smile. Now, if only you weren't limited on characters there, on text characters. You could have said Greg has a great smile. Whatever.
Or
I'm not gonna
Greg
get
has like a gargantuan
I'm
penis.
not going to get into this. I'm not going to get into this,
Penis
Anissa.
comment.
Eric, man, should be your last one. Thank
My
you,
dude.
Eric.
My dude.
Thank you
I
for-
want your life.
Thank you for a really generous tip here, buddy. Xandu is underrated. Olivia Newton-John, great. Elo, great 80s outfits and roller skating, excellent. Great nurses and gods, fucking great plot line and acting pretty bad. But it's just a fun time. Oh, and Gene Kelly. I haven't seen
Gene
this
Kelly
movie
is in it too.
but the way I love the way you left your tip here in your comment, because it sounds like you were dictating it to a phone.
Yes.
Like, Xandu underrated. Living in fuck, man. I'm just telling you, like, it's great. Like, it's so good.
Xanadu's and Xanadon'ts. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I broke the rules again by looking anywhere other than this left-hand screen. But speaking of Eric Horstman's...
Thank you, Kiki, in the chat. That's really sweet of you, and everyone else who's been saying it. John, go.
Okay.
Talk. I interrupted you. I did the thing that I got mad at you about, but it's different because I can be a hypocrite. You can't. You need to better yourself.
First
I'm allowed
off-
mistakes.
First off, Kiki, I braided my hair, which is why it looks...
John, please, we're trying to stick to the Streamlabs. Yes, what are you doing? We
but
need focus here.
to Eric Horstman's previous comment, Erica just commented Baby Firefly in the house, and that's actually how we met, is she was playing Baby Firefly in a House of a Thousand Corpses maze at the Universal Studios. So
I met Erica when she was working on cam4ultimate.com.
that's a specific name. Hey man, sex work is work. Not that
Yeah.
I'm not gonna corroborate that story, but do what you got to do to make your money. We got Soul Scare. Should
Damn,
we-
okay, there's people giving love to the fucking Xandu movie here.
Dude,
but,
Xanadu is a
Xanadu.
cult, especially among musical heads. It's a cult classic. Also, I've seen some Elysium love. Just happy about any Neil Blomkamp love.
Every movie following District 9 by Neil Blomkamp
Is underrated. Everything that man has touched besides... In fact, somebody said in the chat that District 9 was underrated, and as much as I wanted to be like, sure, why not? I was also like, it's the one movie of his people unanimously respect.
Don't worry, Dana Jones. One day you will meet us. Allison Harding thinks Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's overrated.
Nah.
Xanadu?
Sure, maybe.
We got to watch Xanadu. Thank you, Eric Horseman. Very sweet of you. Soul Scare J999. Underrated. Breakdown. 1997 with Kurt Russell. Oh, shit. Is that the one on the plane? No, that's Executive Decision.
What is he, the president?
I don't remember Breakdown. Yes! Soul Scare J, you named a movie that is so underrated. It was my first Jim Caviezel film. Frequency. Yes.
No one has ever cited a movie as being their first Jim Caviezel film.
Have you
That's
seen
awesome.
Frequency?
I have not. I should.
He
apparently.
gets an old-time radio communication device. His dad died when he was a little boy in a fire, and then he's able to talk to his dad in present day, but the radio was connecting him to his dad in the past.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
down.
It's so good.
I'm down with
It's
that.
so good, and it's intense. Frequency. You guys should watch it. Fuck Count of Monte Cristo. Watch Frequency.
Why is there a competition between the two?
Erica, I was just revealing the truth.
Oh. The truth is what the hell that was.
No, Erica's never done that.
No, I agree. Well, we got
But
one
she
more.
wouldn't take my career advice. I'm sorry,
Hold
Erica.
on.
You would have done great there.
Let me grab this for just a technical second and pull this down. Okay, now you can go back. Embrace your geekness is the last current.
When did I first meet Erica?
It's been a handful of years.
How did I first meet Erica? Because Erica Tuesday in the chat is a really close friend of John's.
Didn't you come to one of her burrow parties?
I first met her when she had an opening for like a big event.
Was it
some show?
Was it Gaga Ghosts?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what it
Gaga
was.
Ghosts.
Yeah, that's when I
Yeah.
first met her.
For your birthday.
I was very intimidated because I was like, "Holy shit, this woman's very talented."
Yeah.
So then I resort to jokes like this to deflect my insecurities over your success. I'm sorry, Erica.
Aw. Damn, someone just shouted out Snatch was a movie that I still want to see that you like turned me on to years ago.
Yes. And then what else did you say here? Clint Eastwood, love this show, guys. Thanks for the laughs. Of course, Soul Scared Jay.
Ooh, Dennis, a true crime with.
What, Erica? Where are you going? Is Erica really mad at me?
No, Erica, don't leave.
John, call Erica. Olivia is awake from her nap, and she is saying underrated AH films, The Lady Vanishes, and The 39 Steps.
Ooh, 39 Steps. Yeah.
Let's see here. Embrace your geekness.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Underrated. Dogma. Overrated. The Lost Boys.
Yes.
Congrats to both of you on your inner geekdom matches in the movie trivia.
Oh, thank you
Showdown.
so
Thank
much.
you so much. We did all right.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Dogma, honestly. You know what I really like from Kevin Smith? His horror movies.
What's
I
that?
like Red State and fucking
Tusk.
Tusk. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like those movies. Overrated. The Lost Boys. I guess so.
I guess I feel like The Lost Boys is like rated, but I could give you that. I mean, you know, it is a beloved. If you travel in the horror circles, especially people who love the '80s, The Lost Boys I think is one that comes up right away, or one of the first ones to come up. So yeah.
I'm going to text Erica right now.
Oh no! I love that too because I saw the screen and you wrote "I'm going to," and it's really hard to text while you're talking and not.
But I'm not
write
going
the same
to
thing.
say what I like. I'm not going to say because this is personal.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. I can look at the chat for a moment.
Yeah.
The thing was underrated when it first came out, but is it underrated now? I feel like the thing is really caught up. But let's see here. Underrated, The Polar Express. Interesting. 31 by Rob Zombie. I'm a fan. What are some more choices?
All right. So where are we at here? But yeah, I mean, have you seen The Lost Boys?
Yeah, my pops worked on that movie.
Your dad worked on The Lost Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Your dad's worked on so many great movies.
Thanks.
Who's your dad? Who's your daddy?
Is Joel Schumacher. Who's your daddy and what does he do?
I don't know, man. All right, let's go back to here. Let's see what's going on here. John, how do you bring this back?
Oh, I'm sorry. You wanna? Yeah, let's get this on a. Let's do a little reload just in case. And a title overlay's gone, and here we're back at the super chits.
I don't know what our next topic will be, Kiki Gardner.
Neeraj is back. He says The Notebook overrated. I've not seen The Notebook.
I think The Notebook is, there was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I recognize all the dumb things about The Notebook, yet I also think The Notebook is like, I really get swept up in it, despite knowing how, like, ridiculous it is and how, like, I wrote you a letter every day for the last year or some shit or whatever the fuck he
That's
said.
a lot of
I'm like,
reading.
I don't think you really did that, did you? What
That's
the fuck? You were
that's a
out of shit to say, wouldn't you?
book's worth
After a
of
certain amount of
reading.
time, you'd be like, what the fuck do I, what do I talk, like, what would you write for a whole year straight,
Just the same letter.
Yeah.
I love you. I miss
love
you. I
Like,
wish we could be
you'd
together.
probably just start talking about, like, the most random shit after
I
a
wish
certain
you
point
didn't
in the
have
chat,
whatever
you know?
ailment is affecting our love.
That's more of what I recognize how ridiculous it is. But I still get swept up in it, and I do think the chemistry between Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling is just fucking dynamite in that film.
Ooh yeah, underrated. Ooh, Anissa is back.
Thank you, Anissa. This will be the last round of super chats. Then we gotta go, and we'll take some quick speed rounds of the ones in the real chat. So we're gonna do a speed round here.
All right. Anissa says underrated Ford v Ferrari. Also, The Art of Racing in the Rain. Such great movies. People need to talk about them more. I really, really liked Ford v Ferrari a lot. Did not get to see Chasing The Art of Racing in the Rain, unfortunately, with the cat from This Is Us.
Ford v Ferrari made me cry. I was actually swept up by Ford v Ferrari a lot, and I feel like a lot of people talk about the technical aspects and maybe Christian Bale's performance in Ford v Ferrari, but I was genuinely like swept up in that film, and I like the Ken Miles storyline actually did bring me to tears there.
Yeah, it's a really...
And I got mad at the end, too. I didn't know the true story, and I got fucking mad with that film. Yeah.
I feel like that's an example of a recent film that is just so well made that whether or not you're interested in racing, you can still get into.
Very true.
Yeah. It's like it's so punchy. It's got such energy and life. Mandy Ballard, keep it up. Thank you for the sticker. I love the stickers.
Thank you, Mandy Ballard. It's very sweet of you.
All about them sticks.
Ooh, okay. I got to say this one quietly then.
Greg,
Lisa. Please don't show this to Olivia, but Overrated, Gone with the Wind. If I even have that thought, Olivia will call me out on it.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I wish I would have liked it, but I didn't. No. Maybe Olivia will get me to like it, but the longest 4 hours of my life. I can see why you feel that way, but, you know, I think Gone with the Wind is the greatest. Gone with the Wind is one of the best movies of all time.
Ever. It's my favorite.
She heard it. All right, good.
She heard.
You couldn't hear her, but I know she heard.
We did. Over the Top is underrated. Any arm wrestling motion picture is underrated.
And then, but okay,
Peter Pacheco.
Fair enough. But thank you, Anissa. And then what do we get? Peter Pacheco.
Peter Pacheco's back. Marvel related, underrated Thor. Overrated Captain Marvel.
I don't think I see the. I mean, appreciate the super chat, buddy, but I don't feel like Captain Marvel's overrated. If anything, I feel like it qualifies more into the underrated department. I mean, it made a shit ton of money, but I feel like it's actually underrated.
I feel like,
even though I don't love it, but I feel like it is. You know?
Yeah, just for the hate storm that followed that, and Thor.
I think the first Thor is underrated.
I think it's a little underrated.
I feel like everyone's like, Thor didn't get good till fucking
Ragnarok.
Yeah. But I think the first Thor is actually pretty
decent.
I don't think it's great, but I think it's all right, and I think that it's become even more appreciated over time.
Definitely, and
Just
I think
saying.
One of my favorite MCU jokes is in the first Thor movie.
Which one's that?
Another.
Oh, gotcha.
Beautiful Bliss, thank you for the thumb up.
Thank you, Beautiful Bliss. Very kind.
Sticker right there, much appreciate. Mosen Zaman, Man of Steel, underrated for sure. Followed by a redacted comment.
Well, I appreciate the super chats, buddy. But like I said at the very top of this, I do think Man of Steel is actually underrated, but has been getting the love it finally truly has earned. My girlfriend wouldn't agree with me on that, but I think Man of Steel is actually a total blast of a film. I don't know about blast, but I think it's actually really good. Yeah. But thank you. Whoa. Did we just get like a whole bunch more super chats? What the fuck just happened?
No, it's just that it
loading
readjusts
time.
when it scrolls. Yeah.
All right.
Verdugo Silver, overrated. Forrest Gump, underrated. Dark City, and Children of Men.
Verdugo Silver, thank you for saying. Did you see Dark City with me?
Yeah, we watched it.
I appreciate you saying Dark City because I think that's
a cool movie.
It just kind of got lost somewhere. Whereas a Dark City is actually like the scope of it, the cinematography, the production design, the world it's built is fucking amazing. And I actually really like the ending reveal too. The ending reveal like surprised me. And so yeah,
I think it gets overshadowed by The Matrix mostly because of the proximity.
I mean, it just came out. I mean, there's like there's the 13th floor, Dark City, and The Matrix.
Yeah.
And The Matrix got like the spotlight, right? But 13th Floor and Dark City were two movies that were in a similar category to The Matrix, or that came out around the same time, and I think they're all good.
Also, I will definitely go in with you guys in the chat. Sleepy Hollow is one of my favorite Tim Burton films. Definitely underrated.
Does it get hate?
I don't think it gets hate, but I don't think it gets rate either.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking bizarre.
Yeah. We got Anissa's back.
Thank you, Anissa.
Underrated. Idle Hands. Such a great horror comedy.
I've never seen it. Have you?
I've seen a good amount of it. I haven't seen it all the way through. But yeah, I thought it was pretty fun, the parts I saw. And, we got a little tenuous connection to the director thereof. So that's a fun fact for y'all.
I'd like to say in the chat that someone is saying Blade Runner is underrated. I think that is a very overrated sci-fi movie. I'm just saying. I prefer 2049 by like way more. I'll just say that. Right? I really do prefer that. But appreciate the opinion you got.
We got Diamond Dog's Puppy in here next. Overrated Memento. Underrated. Basketball Diaries is a movie I've heard about over the years, and especially again lately. And I feel like that's a movie I need to check out.
What is that?
I don't know. But everybody says it's underrated.
Movie?
I think maybe. But I keep hearing it's an underrated film. Like that it's good and that it doesn't get its due. So you must be right.
It's been a long time since I've seen Memento, but I'm kind of wondering if I'll meet you on that, if Memento is overrated. Because with Memento, I think a lot of people talk about the structure of that movie than they do the actual movie. And they're so impressed with the way how it goes backwards and shit. But I rarely hear people talk about the actual movie itself. That's and fair. Even for myself, when I saw it, I was like, man, this is a fucking crazy ass unique structure. I'm kind of curious as for myself, like maybe that's like a similar thing.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, we got some more Dread 3Ds in the main chat. Who's next on here? Niraj. Underrated. Event Horizon, and everybody wants some. Event Horizon is one that I've also heard people talk about in recent years as far as like sci-fi horror goes, and I feel like that is one of the few Paul W.S. Anderson movies that might get legitimate respect.
Right. Yeah.
And Everybody Wants Some is a movie I want to see, actually. I'm a big Linklater fan, and I feel like when that came out, it didn't seem like it made as big of a splash as being a sequel to Dazed and Confused theoretically ought to.
How do people put chats on pauses? I really need to go to the bathroom.
I don't know. I've just been taking to like leaving one of these windows scrolled part way and then it kind of freezes.
So what if I wanted to go to the bathroom? What is the way I handle this situation if I need to go to the bathroom?
You could just let me rant about the Hobbit series for a minute on Niraj's next super
Would it
chat.
be all right with you guys if I went to the bathroom and came back in like 2 minutes?
Do your thing, man, and then I'll go to the bathroom after you.
Right now we're at 130 concurrent viewers.
Yes, and
let's see how well you can maintain this in the meantime.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Thanks, John.
No problem. Tag team it, man. Underrated. Machine Gun Preacher, Gerard Butler. That's a Mark Forster movie, which I would like to see. I would say that Mark Forster, by the way, because I've seen a lot of World War Z in this chat. I've also seen his movie Stay, which I can understand why you would think is a bit pretentious or whatever. It is a little figurative. It is a little obtuse, but I like that movie, and it's a Ryan Gosling joint, I believe, as well. And maybe Ewan McGregor, I feel like. Oh, TV, Kiki Gardner. Oh, there's plenty. The thing is, like, the topics, it depends really on how much verve there is for the like the specificity of the movies, but overrated, underrated in general, by all means, why not? Underrated, The Void, James Wright. That's a movie I gotta see. I've heard it owes a debt of gratitude to John Carpenter for certain. Get a bottle and pee in it. That's what I've been thinking of doing, but I don't know if YouTube would be super happy about that. Hi, sorry, it's just me now. Underrated, I Am Legend. You know what? I like I Am Legend. To me personally, I guess I would say it's rated, just because Yeah, that's right. Welcome to John's Corner. This is actually back in the day when I was still Jerry, and we were still Ryan and Jerry. I wanted to do a segment called Jerry's Horror Corner. That was all about horror. Yeah, Greg's bladder is overrated. So is mine, though. Especially, I've got this thing going on. So, yeah. Underrated. Solo. or the 120 Days of Sodom, or whatever that is. Oh, goodness gracious me. That's sure, why not? Necromantic is also underrated, as is a Serbian film and The Human Centipede Part 2. Stay tuned with John Ritter. I don't know if I know that movie. You're Next. That's a good horror flick. The Croods, I'm surprised to have seen as many times in this chat, just because, I never would have expected The Croods. I feel like there are a lot of animated movies, though, that you could throw out that I wouldn't have expected. Yes, Cocaine Jesus. We still talk to Tyrone. In fact, he's been doing some great coverage lately. I mean, he's always great with his, pop culture stuff, but he's been doing some great coverage lately on just Black Lives Matter and just the different news reports coming out. And so if you want, a voice of color to check out in relation to what's going on in the world, I think he's been especially killing it in that side of things. I have not seen Edge of 17. There was no Superman, but Christopher Reeve. Because Superman Returns was directed by Bryan Singer, I'll allow that for sure. Let's see. Stay tuned. Yeah, we were just talking. Overrated Buckaroo Banzai. Now, I mean, I can understand you feeling that way among the people who are Buckaroo Banzai fans, but like, I don't feel like enough people know what that movie is for it to be underrated. So, leave your thoughts. But I'm just glad to see somebody name checking it at all. No, Martyrs is a horror film I need to see. The original, not the Blumhouse remake. Which, I used to work at Blumhouse. I got love for them, but I've heard that remake is pretty poor. R.I.P., rest in peace, Ian Holm, for sure. That guy has had a incredibly long and storied career. I mean, he's been in so many things, obviously. Bilbo, Lord of the Rings, and what is his name? Ash in Aliens, but he's been in so much. In Alien, sorry, but he's been in so much stuff. All right, I'm going to go take a bathroom break. I'll be right back. Enjoy.
Whoa, the viewers went up while I was gone, John. John's been holding this shit down. Where are we at? All right, we're just going towards the normal chat right now. Yep. All right, what do we got here, guys? What's up? All right. Do you like The Punisher 2004 with Thomas Jane? Michael Ware in the chat is saying, I do like that one, man. And I think Thomas Jane, actually, the fucking Dirty Laundry short film that Thomas Jane did was a little bit better than the actual 2004 movie that we got, but I really like that one too. And let's see. Hello. Well, I am happy to be back. Hey, TM, what's going on, dude? And Cocaine Jesus in the Jesus Christ, what a fucking name. Is it Cocaine? I mean, is it Cocaine Jesus? Because I'm reading it like Cocaine Jesus, which just sounds like wonderfully offensive. Am I the only one who thought Christian Bale was a bad Batman? I don't think you're the only one who thought that, dude. I actually think Christian Bale was probably the best Bruce Wayne that there's ever been. I could understand if you don't think he's the best Batman per se, but I think in terms of Bruce Wayne, I think he's pretty fucking incredible. Brianno3 is asking in the chat, yeah, I like Justice League. I do. I like the Whedon cut, but I'm also exceptionally excited for the Snyder cut. I really fucking am. I'm very excited for that. Underrated, The Last Samurai, Scott Edwards says in the chat. Is it underrated? I mean, I feel like it was a pretty popular movie, you know what I mean? Horror and Gamer is, hey, Grim, I asked if you'd be interested in reacting to my music video. I made a collage. What is your collage of? Or did you make it in college? Is that what you're saying? Nightshade Novels in the chat is saying Some Kind of Wonderful is the best John Hughes movie ever. So underrated. Yeah, I've never seen Some Kind of Wonderful. I find it funny now that in the time we're living in, so many people are bringing up how problematic John Hughes movies have been, or actually are, which I find to be pretty amusing. But hey, I mean, that's just it's weird when you see movies that were like so beloved, but as they start, that's why I was saying earlier in this stream, like I'm surprised that Scott Pilgrim versus the World still gets so much love. And I actually I see the problem with it that some people have addressed with me, of like the fact that Scott Pilgrim's dating a 17-year-old at the beginning of the movie. Yet, hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, it was much faster than me. Mine was when I was
Well,
gone.
you
I made
know.
it look like I was trying to take like a super fast poop when really I just really had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry. We back in action. Looney Tunes.
Haven't seen Uncut Gems yet, and we were soldiers.
No.
Mark Leach, yes, very underrated war movie.
Ooh.
All right, John, let's bring this back, shall we?
Let us, we shall. Alrighty. It's super chat time with Niraj Krishnan. Again, Overrated, the Hobbit series.
Oh, no. You missed it,
Oh, you
man.
missed it? All right, I'm sorry.
Unless you handle the super chat without me being here, which is fucked
I
up.
thought we talked about Event Horizon and
No, we
Everybody
didn't.
Wants Some. Yes, we did.
We talked about Memento and Basketball Diaries.
Well, Event Horizon is arguably one of the more agreeable Paul W.S. Anderson films. I feel like that movie maybe a smudge underrated.
You know where my anger comes from with Event Horizon? We missed a 5-pointer question in the Schmodown when the answer was Interstellar, and John was like, is it Event Horizon? And I trusted John, the king of the Schmodown.
I know. I feel
I blame
so
you
terrible
for trusting you.
for misleading you.
For just putting it in my brain at the time. But Everybody Wants Some. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's the Richard Linklater. We talked about this. This is the
Are you
Richard
sure we
Linklater.
talked about this?
Yes, because
I don't think we did.
I was surprised Everybody Wants Some didn't do as well as it could have, given that it's a Richard Linklater movie, and I think something of a sequel to Dazed and Confused.
Right.
So I want to see it. I'm sorry that it was underrated. I feel like it kind of came and went when it came out. So, and now. Overrated, the Hobbit series from Niraj Krishnan.
Niraj
as well.
is saying the Hobbit. I feel like the Hobbit series, if anything, would go under the underrated category.
If anything, I think it's rated.
Who likes those movies? Some people really like those movies. I know that, but
Yeah.
but I've rarely met the person who does. And
I
when-
haven't met the person.
And when they say they like the Hobbit movies, it's usually set up like this. You know what? I actually like the Hobbit.
Well aware.
It always goes into that. Like,
Well
I
aware.
actually like the Hobbit movies, so I don't really know who really enjoys those films. But all right. Let's see here. Dream Chaser. I was happy to see you back in the chat. Hi guys, underrated Man of Steel. This is the most. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. This is the most talked about underrated movie this entire live stream. I know I started it, but it also seems like more and more people are chiming in, talking about how Man of Steel is extremely underrated, and I feel like that feeling of it being underrated has catapulted it to being a lot more in the spotlight as of late too.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of the more agreeable DCEU flicks, at least since the more recent wave of well-agreeable films.
Fair enough.
Ooh, Byzantium I'm seeing in the chat. Transformer. I like the first Transformers movie. Fifth Element. Red 2. Strangers Pray at Night.
Hey,
the Cable
Tommy's
Guy.
Gaming. Welcome to the chat here.
Hello.
Eric Horseman, I'm asking you to stop super chatting. All right. I don't want to. I'm starting to feel like you got to be careful. You got to be mindful. I know about your job situation. I appreciate all the support, but I'm asking you.
Yeah.
But thank you, dude. He says, we'll read it anyway. Thank you for super chat, buddy. Remy and Michelle's high school reunion, underrated.
Oh, I've seen that in theaters.
Funniest movie ever, period. Need a sequel like Bill and Ted. Wait a minute. You saw that in the theaters? How?
Yeah, I saw a revival screening of Romeo and Michelle at the
Who'd you
Ace Theater.
Who'd you go with?
My friend Haley took me.
Oh,
she
really?
was through a theater company she was working with at the time, and they did a screening at the Ace Theater and Hotel, where I also saw Putney Swope with Robert Downey Sr.
Oh, really?
Yes. It was cool. It was a good movie.
I always think, when I think of Remy and Michelle, my mind for some reason always goes to The Sweetest Thing with Cameron Diaz and Christina Applegate, when that's not the same movie at all.
No, but there are two women at the center of
Right,
it.
yeah.
So same, different. I'm just kidding. They're not the same.
But yeah, I guess more people should be watching that. All right. Hey, Anissa Oliva has a question here for John. Thank you, my dear.
John, how does it feel being 3D? Well, it's pretty good. I'm tired of being flat. The Big 3-0, it's good. It's all right. We've been in quarantine, so it's not been the birthdayest birthday to ever birthday, but I feel decent. I feel like this decade has a better rep than the 20s did, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Beautiful Bliss,
Thank
and
you,
another
Beautiful Bliss.
sticker, and it's like a little birthday cake. It's a little cake slice.
Where are we? I lost our spot, John.
We are down further. We are down further. We are down further. We're almost there.
Oh my God, you two. So Eric has just said hi, Anissa, in the super chat, and then Anissa says hi, Eric, and I love how you guys will have a conversation
Pay
with
us
each other
to talk
via
to each
super chat
other.
when really you could just like message each other on Instagram, but we appreciate it either
We
way.
appreciate everything.
Anissa's saying, thank you, Anissa. Also, I feel like when y'all would really enjoy Awesome would be during SXSW. If you all don't know what that is, look it up. Have you all ever been to Coachella? I flirt in the chat all the time with John. That you do.
Man.
No, I mean, SXSW is a film festival event, and we've gotten like early access to movies because of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we've never been to the event.
I'd love to go to South by.
And honestly, Coachella, I don't think I'd ever do that. It just sounds like a very icky, uncomfortable experience.
Well, and South by Southwest doesn't seem quite as sweaty and oppressive. Like, I know it would probably be a gruel if you want to catch everything, but it doesn't seem quite as grueling as Coachella does. And us also, movie oriented, so you're not outside the entire time.
Yeah.
But I would love to go to South by. Yeah, I would love to check it out.
Would you go to Coachella?
I wanted to, but the thing is, I feel like Coachella, the peak of when I should have gone has already passed. Because there was a year where like all of my it was like Queens of the Stone Age, Gorillaz, one of Jack White's bands, and a bunch of other. I was like, all of my favorites are playing, and since then, I've never seen as good of a lineup in my tastes, opinions. So I might go, but I'm not like champing at the bit any longer to go.
I just feel like I'd be stressed out and have a headache the whole time.
It seems like it's hard to get to a place where you're not worried about the elements, or distracted by the elements.
I mean, if I think my days of wanting to take ecstasy are behind me, and I feel like maybe if I wanted to take ecstasy, I could enjoy myself, but I don't think I'd want to take ecstasy now. With the kind of human being I am now.
Interesting. Well, that's good to know about yourself. And we'll let a silence go there as y'all don't try drugs. Stay in school, kids. Eric Horseman's back. Happy Pride to any LGBTQI+++.
Happy
here.
Pride Month for sure.
Happy Pride. Yeah, happy Juneteenth. Happy Pride.
I will later. I promise.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Happy Pride. It's Pride Month.
Eric, I talked with Eric on Patreon about Pride Month, and he says, and it's what I really admire about what happened recently with like the march, the Gay Pride March, was that there's some I don't know if it's like everywhere, but there's some state who like turned it also into like a Black Lives Matter march as well.
Yeah. There have been a few that have co-opted, and I know that on Hollywood between Highland and La Brea, they have painted on the street, and they have some of it blocked off. They have had it blocked off for like a week now. All Black Lives Matter in various colors, to kind of encompass the LGBTQ part of that community as well. So there are a few places I've seen. I think Washington D.C. has it painted into the streets, and a few other cities as well. So it's pretty inspiring.
Well, I'm glad to have you here, Eric, my beautiful gay friend, who one day you will get a dick pic from me, I swear. Or I'll get it from you. You're Eric Horseman. It's bound to happen.
When you're drunk enough.
Knowing Eric Horseman, it's bound to happen.
When you're drunk
and
enough.
I will gladly accept that from you, buddy.
When you're drunk enough. Ryan C. is next.
The Nice Guys is very underrated. Thank you, Ryan C., for your super chat.
Agreed.
The Nice Guys is a very witty comedy,
Love that movie.
and I like it more than Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And I feel like that's probably not a common opinion, but I actually prefer it over Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fucking Ryan Gosling is just absolutely hysterical in it, man. He's so funny. He's so funny. And I think both of them together are great, too.
And I feel, I don't know why, but there's something about The Nice Guys that has a touch more heart for me than Kiss Kiss.
Oh, 100% does.
Yeah, for sure. So, respect to both, but I love The Nice Guys. That was like such a breath of fresh air when it dropped.
And Niraj is saying here, hey, thank you, Niraj. Hey, Frequency is considered underrated. Then Hannah is also. Both ended up getting a TV show. Fair point. I did not know Frequency got a TV show.
I didn't either, no.
Are
learn
any of these
something
shows
every day.
still alive?
Did it?
Are
How
any
long
of these
did
shows
it last?
still existing? John, are you yawning during a live stream?
I know. It's because I was trying to think if Hannah
the
is
fuck,
still
John?
is still on at
What are you
Amazon or
doing?
not. Is Hannah through Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah, is it still on? Was
I
it
don't
good?
know.
I never heard beyond.
I'm not
it
sure, to
being
be
a
honest.
thing. Cube is an underrated sci-fi horror
Frequency
movie.
got a TV show. How do you make actually, I could see how you make a TV show out of both. Did they make a TV show out of the Treadstone world? Is there a show called Treadstone?
Making. I don't know if it's premiered, but yeah, it was in the works or is in the works or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, they want that Bourne franchise to keep on milking.
Well, Jeremy Renner's your key.
Aaron Cross.
Anissa is saying, thank you, Anissa. John, I want to meet your dad and just hear all of the stories he has. Can't even imagine.
Pretty soon you'll be able to hear some stories.
God damn.
My dad was just on a podcast talking about The Thing with a few other people, including like Dean Cundy, who shot the movie, and some of the actors and stuff, and or maybe it was some of the effects department. Either way, you can hear that, and when it's out, I'll let you know.
Do you ever go to your dad and go, Papa, can you tell me
Papa?
a story about being on set of The Thing?
No, because I haven't had to lately, because it's been on enough that he's just been telling them, which is great, which is awesome.
Oh,
But
so now you're like, Papa,
Papa,
can you shut the fuck up about The Thing for just 1 second?
Papa, I'm trying to watch this film I've seen many
I
times.
just want to enjoy dinner. Please stop telling me about your past experiences with John Carpenter.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I think's an underrated movie? Because in the chat, Richard said Year of the Gun. I would say Way of the Gun.
Ooh.
Oh my God, Christopher McQuarrie directed that movie.
Not bad. Really?
Yeah.
The Christopher McQuarrie of Tom Cruise fame?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, not bad. Good for him. I'm glad he's moving on up in the past.
Thank you, Cocaine Jesus, for all the comments here.
Scott Edwards is next. Would y'all consider the Arrowverse crossover event movies? And are y'all excited for the next one?
What does that mean? Would you all? Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Would you all consider the Arrowverse crossover event movies? What does that mean?
Would you consider that event a movie or movies if there are multiple Arrowverse crossover
As
events?
underrated or overrated, or are you saying would we consider watching it? Because of course I'd watch it.
Well, I think it's just, would you consider those as being like miniature movies made for TV? That's how I'm taking it. Is would you
Really?
consider these events to be their own little event movies?
I don't know.
And would you be excited for the next?
No, I wouldn't. By creative gaming, but yeah, I mean, I feel the Arrowverse. They designed the Arrowverse crossovers in a way where even if you're not watching the show, they're going to throw in so much expositional dialogue that they don't have time for scenes to breathe. So that way, anyone who's not even watching the other shows can still keep up with this with this crossover event. So I think that even if you don't watch the shows, you might be a little lost. They can't cover everything, but they cover enough where if you even like casually keep up with shit, you can still watch those. But thank you. And of course, I'm always excited for the next crossover event from them.
Brandon Wallace brought up one I was going to name check.
Underrated, yes.
Underrated.
Thank you, Brandon Wallace.
Sunshine by Danny Boyle, Cloud Atlas, and The Thin Red Line by Terrence Malick.
Dude, Sunshine.
Sunshine, I love that movie.
I know you do. I watched it because of you.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I understand what's to be complained about, but I think as far as Danny Boyle flicks go, I mean, it's definitely one of my favorites from him, and it's a movie that's always stuck with me, so I'd say that's an underrated flick.
Cloud Atlas, we did talk about. Thin Red Line, I saw when I was a kid. They really should have censored me.
Oh, also, by the way, do not worry about it in the least, Nightshade. You're welcome to dislike the thing, and I won't be mad.
Andrew Cook, thank you for your super chat. Inception is extremely overrated. Its technical aspects are amazing, but the characters are so one-dimensional. I might have to agree with you on that.
I would certainly say that characters are not the first and foremost focal point of that movie, so I could certainly understand why, yeah, they would be a little thin.
I really like Inception. I really like it a lot, but the more I rewatch it, it doesn't really get better for me.
Okay,
It kind of just
It doesn't
stays
unfold.
here or becomes less interesting, but it doesn't get worse, I would say. It doesn't like I watch it every time I'm like, oh, never mind, this movie's actually shit. It just, I don't, I feel like
I don't know. There's something like the first time I watched it, I was blown away, and the second time I loved it so much. I went to the theaters to watch it again, and then I was like, it was cool. I don't know what it was. I was kind of surprised by how much like I wasn't as swept up at all the second time I watched it. But I feel like you can do it with other ones.
Yeah.
Good luck, Kiki. What the fuck is going on? Dude, Kiki and Daniel in the chat are about to hook up.
Oh, good.
Way to go, Daniel.
This is what we do. We bring people together. Also, Coin Kid, big fan of The Lonely Island.
Let's see here.
Andrew Cook, we got Anissa next. Anissa says, John, we would all love you to do a horror corner. Oh yeah, while you were out of the room taking a whiz, I brought up Jerry's horror corner. Yeah, which I haven't actually discounted, especially because I've got a new series of videos I've been working on for Patreon that has been thrown off by just the state of the world a little bit, but one thing I wanted to do was actually just work a segment into that called Horror Corner in case there was any sort of news or special thoughts about the horror world that, were on my mind, because it percolates all year and not just during Halloween time. So don't count it out. It might show up pretty soon.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex in the chat. What's up?
Yo. Alex, Karen.
I believe that's, is that Lexi? Looks like her, right?
I've never known her to go by Alex, so I
never mind.
sort of don't think it's her.
Which Alex is this?
I
feel like we know this Alex.
Alex, do we know you?
I feel like we met this Alex
Are
before.
we? Is this
I'm not sure.
Which Alex?
Clarify for that. And Allison, Machine Gun Preacher, is one of Gerard Butler's few good films.
Yeah, probably qualitatively so. And it's a Mark Forster joint.
And then Anissa is also saying, I had edibles for the first time in February in Vegas. It was interesting. It just made me really chill. And I just laughed a lot. Ha ha. Then I got sleepy. Man, that sounds like a really dull edible experience, especially to have in the chat. Oh, we haven't met Alex. You look familiar. I'm sorry, but thanks for being here, Alex. We're about to end this.
Yeah,
I thought that was Lexi,
Lexi Pasquarello.
Yeah, I thought that's who it was.
No, unfortunately.
No, I don't know her.
But it's okay. Fortunately, it's somebody new.
Just established that.
It's a new Alex. Also, Cedric, underrated.
Thanks, Alex.
Friday the 13th, 2009, I do think is highly underrated. That movie gets way more shit than it deserves. It's just as good as half the sequels.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I mean, I won't say it's the best of the series, but there are a lot of like Friday the 13th diehards who are like, fuck that movie. And I'm like, you like Jason Goes to Hell. It's not as bad as that. All right. But yeah.
Dude, Anissa, going off since you're the last super chat of the day, going off of that one, I once had a terrible edible experience where I had like 100 milligrams of edibles, and I was at a bar, and I was in the smoking area, and I tell the story a lot, but it's true. I thought I was in Gotham, but I wasn't like Batman in Gotham. I was just like a civilian in Gotham, and it was fucking terrifying. Because why would you want to be in Gotham?
Yeah.
If you're not Batman in Gotham, there's no point in being in Gotham. And it was just scary. And I thought I saw Catwoman crawling on the wall. It was a really trippy ass experience.
Why do people live here?
Why do people live in Gotham? Oh, we got one more super chat here. Then we got some Streamlabs to wrap up.
Yeah. We got one or two more Streamlabs, and as of now, one more super chat. So we're in the home stretch, party peeps.
Just love you guys. Hi to Olivia and happy Juneteenth. We have to do better. Talking to white peeps.
You're exempt.
I'm exempt.
I need to do better.
You need to do better, motherfucker.
Hey, man. Yeah, no, seriously. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, please go Google it. You'll find it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But
thank
it's
you,
very
Eric.
much
Thanks
worth
for spreading the
celebration,
love.
and it should be a national holiday for sure.
And Eric, you're the bomb. Love the hell out of you. And all right. So John, let's refresh this, and we'll do the last round here.
We'll do the last round of the super chats from the
Oh
looky
my God,
there,
look
looky
at
there.
Greg going to town here.
Peering behind the curtain, Solskjaer 1999 breakdown is.
Whoa,
oh no, it's
John.
not. I'm ahead of myself. Look at that. Eric Horstman. Eric was here under fucking rated. Nightbreed, Clive Barker.
Thanks,
My
Cedric.
buddy worked on the director's cut of that movie, and it's all he would talk about for a year. Nightbreed is underrated. Clive Barker's underrated, man.
I haven't seen Nightbreed, but I appreciate the Streamlabs donation. Are you a big Clive Barker fan?
Me?
Yeah.
I like Clive Barker a lot. I don't have as much experience as I would like to, but the several joints of his I've seen, I think he has a very distinct sensibility. And of all the 80s classic horror films that I saw, Hellraiser was the one that matched my outside expectations of how intense and scary one of those films would be. Like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, even Halloween, I was like, big respect for these movies. I really enjoyed them. But Hellraiser was just as messed up as I was expecting, and I think Clive Barker's perspective is really fascinating because he brings a lot of the gothic. He's also got a lot of the just sort of darker I don't know. He does really gothic, dark, and somewhat sort of sexual stuff that is interesting in a way that I think a lot of other horror movies don't approach it from. So, yeah, Clive Barker, respect from me. I like him a lot.
Man, you really light up when you talk about horror.
I love horror.
I know, it's just so fascinating.
I love
to me.
horror.
It's so
I really
fascinating that you'll be like so short in all these other ones, but then the second we talk about something horror, you just can't like shut up.
I know.
And that's
You can't
crazy.
Shut the fuck up about horror.
Let's see. Let's go really quick. We'll do a quick speed round here. Why Gotham, Greg? I don't know. And then Cedric, thanks for taking off work. Have not seen The Lodge. Have you seen The Lodge?
No, but it's been
Heard that's
recommended to
fucking
me.
trippy, right?
I've heard it's cool. Yeah, Riley Keough.
Let's see here.
Love you too, Kiki. Have a good night.
And okay, well, let's wrap. Let's see. Okay.
We got a
But
couple
thank
more.
you, Eric Horseman. Anissa is saying,
Oh,
Greg has the brightest soul.
brightest soul.
I don't know about that, man. I just offended a friend of ours. I mean, Erica.
Aw.
I feel terrible
For
about it. I
reals?
really do. I'm not going
Aw.
to go all fucking public about, like, too public because, I mean, it happened here. And I made a joke. And,
You can do the replay.
And I fucking offended her, and now I feel like fucking terrible about it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
do. I feel terrible. Because, I don't know. I used to make jokes like that all the time, and I still make jokes like that a lot.
What was
towards
the
guys
joke?
and girls. The webcam one.
Oh,
Yeah, and apparently I
Oh.
really offended her.
I missed it.
Oh fuck! Well, I know I feel bad about it.
Oh, and that's
I
okay.
really do.
We'll
I
figure it
mean,
out.
Yeah, and so
no.
I don't know. So I can't agree with you that I have the brightest soul. See,
You do have a bright
I
side.
mean, I feel bad though. You know.
Well, I mean, you got a sense of humor that every now and again gets you in a hot water, but your
It
soul
gets
and
me
your
in hot
heart
water a
are
lot.
bright.
I mean, you know.
your soul and heart are bright and luminous and resilient.
I appreciate that, John, but at the same time, I do. I feel I like it's one of those things where I make a lot of jokes, and then sometimes I cross the line, and rare is the day where I'm like, "Go fuck yourself." I made a joke. Sometimes I make a joke just to provoke, just to offend people. And then suddenly I'm like, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, why do I do that to myself?
Hey,
And so I don't know. I just feel bad about it.
It's the game.
And it's on my mind. I'm not going to lie. It's on my mind. Like this whole, for a good amount of this, it's been on my mind.
Aw.
So, yeah, I really
You gotta
do.
see, but that's just evidence of your good soul.
Nah, but no, it just sounds like a fucking thing that I'm just saying here.
No, I'm here to say otherwise.
No, I do. I feel pretty bad about it. I tried calling her when I went to the bathroom.
Aw, Soul Scare 1999.
And yeah,
Oh shit, there's
I'm
more.
waiting for the day when a guy gets offended if I make a sex joke at him. I feel like most of the guys play along. I've heard one guy in the chat be like, "That's fucking gross, dude." I've had one guy say
Damn,
that, but
not bad.
but I'm waiting for the day where some guy gets really mad at me. Yeah.
Well, to start talking about dick
But
and
nah,
stuff.
I mean, yeah, I've done it. But especially if it's a girl and a female friend, that just always gets to me like really bad. Especially if it's a female friend.
Yeah.
Guy friend will be like, "Sorry, bro, what's up? Let's high five."
High five and everything is
But a
fixed.
female friend, I'm like, fuck, I fucked up. Been listening too much. I've listened to a lot of Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, and Joe Rogan. And I listen to so much of them, and I feel like that's why so many sex jokes have been coming back in my life.
Well, at least you know where to trace
I
them
listen to too many comedians of a certain brand, and then I start fucking doing jokes like them. But thank you, Anissa. Sorry, you said that, and I totally deflected the compliment.
Great.
Best hair and the biggest muscles in the entire world. Not true at all in the muscles. I've definitely gotten weaker. Went back to the gym today.
Best hair, though. Best hair in the game.
Not true. John's got the best hair. Everyone knows that.
Nah, you got the curls, my boy.
Solskjaer Jer, 1999. Thank you, Anissa. And Solskjaer Jer says, Breakdown is Kurt Russell trying to find his kidnapped wife from a creepy trucker after their car breaks. Great flick, modernist Hitchcock vibes. Well, from 1997. I've never heard of this fucking movie, Breakdown. And I love a lot of. Hey, good night, guys. Whoever's saying good night. But I've never fucking heard of this movie.
No, I haven't either, as a matter of fact. And I feel like, I mean, it's weird. If they're famous directors, I feel like there are less excuses not to know their films. But if you're just a famous actor, there are like tons of films that you might never have heard of.
Right.
And so, yeah, this makes me very curious, actually, because, yeah, kidnapped wife from a creepy trucker. Like, that sounds like one of those. Is this the oh no, this is the 90s. Okay. If this was the 70s, I would be very confident. I would be like, yeah, let's watch this. If it's the 90s, I would be like, let's see how it is. The 90s is a tricky decade for things holding up well.
Okay, so hey, Kiki Gardner in the chat. I just want to let you know you gotta be careful, man. You don't want to be giving out that information.
Yeah, be careful, yo. How old are you?
First off, how old are you? Secondly, like you gotta be like fucking careful. You don't want to be giving out that shit in the street.
Kiki.
There's gotta be a way to like delete your comment of your email. Holy shit, that's not. Be wise. Appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the interaction that's happening. But
maybe that's what that email is for.
You're on the internet. You gotta be careful with that, man.
Don't give out your phone number. If you give out your phone number, we gonna start deleting shit.
Shit. I just did like a quick speed read of all these comments with Kiki Gardner in the chat. Like, oh, that's not good. Good luck. And Mimi, thank you, Mimi. Last Black Man in San Francisco. Underrated. Blind Spotting. It was one of the first movies I brought up in the chat. A Huey P. Newton story by Spike Lee are also underrated. The Blind Side, overrated.
What are you talking about? The way those white people took that.
She's like a white knight. A white protector. There's a
one might even say that
she
she saved him.
Yeah,
in
like
many ways.
She's a white person.
She's like a salvationist.
Savored him.
She savored him. She was savory with him.
I don't know what the word is I'm looking for here, but
she has a big
Sandra
savings.
Bullock
her
has
savings
a saving
account
mentality about
helped
this
guy.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
All right. My big takeaway from The Blind Side, it's not that black person's story. It's how great of a person Sandra Bullock's character is.
I mean, yeah, kind of. I remember that movie took the world by storm.
She won the Oscar.
Yeah, it did. And it's not as amazing as its reputation, but I still enjoyed it.
And I appreciate everyone chiming in about that thing I said with Erica. But I have to own up. All right, I feel bad. And that's just that. And like shit, no, that was my fault.
Yeah, fuck you, Greg.
Yeah, that's how I mean. She said it in the chat, but it wasn't fucking showing. But no, I feel awful about it.
Oh no.
All right, is that did we make it to the end here?
Almost. I mean, Princess Unicorn Nipples.
Damn, you guys are fucking. Thank you so much for all this crazy support we're getting right now.
So Anissa says I had edibles for the first time in February. We did that. Okay. Eric Horseman.
We read that.
Eric Horseman again. I mean, Anissa.
Yes.
John, have you ever been high before? Lol, just wondering. Only high on life. Yeah, I've been high before. Yeah. In what context? It's a good time.
Has John ever been high before?
Have I ever been high before? Like height-wise?
I'm
tall.
Always high.
I'm only high on this channel.
I'm
tripping mushrooms every video.
If John's parents are watching, I need to tell them this right now.
They know.
3rd grade, when John and I became best friends, first thing I did, I got him high.
That's right.
And I've been
you are a bad influence on
me.
Influencing me towards the dark side.
This guy's always high.
That's
he doesn't
right.
know what's being sober's like.
What's up, y'all? I got no motivation. I feel good.
Yo, we need to tell you. I just need to tell your parents you've been high since you were.
I've been high for years.
10 years old.
High for 20
Hasn't
years.
stopped, man.
I've even been like, dude, you need to chill out on the weed.
Yeah, that's right. Don't worry. I'll stop someday. I can stop whenever I want to. Anissa, okay. It's my last one, lol. Love you guys.
Love
Good
you, Anissa.
night.
Thank you for everything.
Good night to you in Texas. It's at least an hour later.
Princess Unicorn Nipples. What's up, Princess Unicorn Nipples? Oh man,
That's a man in your photograph,
This
or
guy
at least
has
a masculine
very
figure.
great nipples.
So yeah, I love
I
your
lick
nipples,
any-
no
lick
matter
your
who you are.
Unicorn nipples any day, buddy.
And MSR24, underrated Transformers 2007.
I would actually agree with that to a certain extent. Thank you, by the
It's
way.
my favorite of the Transformers titled films.
I would agree with that because the Transformers franchise is so panned, right? It's just so, but it's bookend by a pretty damn good Transformers movie and a fucking
Great Bumblebee movie.
and it's right there, you know. But all the other
Yeah,
ones in
yeah.
between have just made everyone forget that. No, there's actually like two really good ones, you know. So yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right.
And
all
then we
right.
got one last one here from Anissa, right?
Nisa says, John, when you said, "What's up, y'all?" LOL, you sounded like James Franco from Spring Break. You know
John's
what?
a big fan of that movie.
I did like that movie a lot, and I have a friend who's a photographer, and my hair is long enough again. I should see if she still wants to. She wanted to do a Spring Breakers alien-themed photo shoot with me as Alien, and I would love to do that still. I would love to,
sounds great.
Make people mad and get cornrows.
Yeah.
I'll take him out right away.
And Eric Horseman, I mean, you don't need a super chat. I mean, appreciate that though, Eric.
Love and peace for sure.
I mean, yeah, thank you, Eric. That means a lot. But no, I just need to. I mean, I just need to give her her space. All right, I don't want to keep bringing this up. All right, but thank you, Eric. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and thank you for everybody for your
And thank you to
generosity,
everyone
for
everyone here. John, how do we
Spring
how do we move this?
Break. You just click the little eyeball.
And then let's see here.
Spring Break.
Uh,
I just sucked y'all's gun dick.
I got Scarface on
Repeat.
that's the fucking that's the quote right there.
when he's showing them his house. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Kiki Gardner, be safe, please.
Be safe. Yep. Tag is
mind
getting
your
some late
emails
game
now.
love. A lot of late game love for Tag.
Uh,
Solar eclipse. Enjoy that wherever it's visible.
and okay, we got a lot. Y'all, I can see John literally tripping on mushrooms. Alex is saying in the chat.
Daniel
Wendy's
Jones's
underrated.
life is underrated. Daniel Jones, your life is very underrated.
There's so much love in this chat for the movie Tag.
I know. Midnight Meat Train is underrated. I like that movie.
You know what?
Early Bradley Cooper.
You know what comedy I would say is underrated? Game Night. More people should. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't.
Game Night.
No.
Fucking incredible comedy.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Selena Gomez to My Alien.
I heard a college one.
That means you're going to leave halfway through the movie and not return to the movie at all.
All right, guys. Well, we got to bounce.
It's,
but I appreciate
it's 8 p.m.
I appreciate everyone who's been here. We wanted to make this 2 hours. Went on for 3. It's the way it goes.
That's how we do.
But thank you to everyone who contributed in the super chat over here at Streamlabs. Thank you for all the love we got. I love how we kept on topic primarily for 3 straight hours.
Yeah, man.
That's rare for
That's
us.
a lot of under and overrated movies.
Normally it's the 2 hour mark we were able to keep that at, but 3 hours straight of mainly the same thing is pretty incredible for us. So thank you guys. Yeah, I don't know how to end this. You guys have been incredible. Sorry if I offended anyone. We're very much grateful for having another successful live stream today. You guys be safe out there, be wise, and let us know what movies you end up watching this weekend. Keep a lookout for next week's live stream. Yo, John, any signing off words?
Guys, thank you for the love. Thank you for bringing your thoughts and opinions, and we will see you next week. Stay classy, stay safe, and hey, take part in the world because now is the time. It's always the time, but now more than ever. So much love.
Take care. Much love to everyone here.